Welcome, friends, to a Friday. Oh, it is beautiful up here in the Emerald Valley, and you are locked into the drive on the Sports Animal Audio Network live in Eugene on the flagship station, the Sports Animal Eugene 102.9 FM, 1050 AM, out on the coast. Our friends at Fox Sports Report, KNC 92.7 FM, and down in the basin, KLAD AM 960 Sports. And soon in Roseburg, in fact, on Monday, we will bring in our friends at KSKR Score. Oh, yeah, we're growing, baby. We're growing. We're going to cover you like a warm, snuggy blanket here as we head into the fall. It's beautiful out here at Pine Ridge Golf Course. As we were playing in the Bushnell Classic, a big announcement coming up in hour number 2 for our fans up in the valley. But first, let's get the table set for you today. We're going to have Landon Tedball going to join us in just a few months to talk a lot of college football, former Penn State Landon. He's got his own show. You can follow him on socials at Landon Tedball. Our first visit with the women's soccer coach from the University of Oregon, Tracy Joyner, joins us at the bottom of the hour. And then hour number 2, we're going to have a special guest. It's Corey Anderson, the athletic director, a dear friend of mine at Bushnell University. A big announcement at 4:30. No big bets today. We're going to put big bets on hiatus until football. We have listened to the fans. You don't like trying to bet on baseball. We agree, especially.
Well, you got to like Brian. He did a little wave without being asked. He just very voluntarily waved. A very unmen's life, exactly. Totally different. It is fun. This is a collision of two worlds for me. You guys are two guys I worked with separately, and now here we are, and we're all together. So it's kind of fun. We did it before, but it's just still every time. It's still kind of new. I'm still getting used to it. Seeing you guys together, seeing you guys interact together. I don't love change, honestly. That is true. No, they're only hearing me. They're not hearing you. We'll figure it out.
discuss as we get ready to roll into a weekend. NFL preseason, finally, NFL football is here, although, preseason football, you're really into it. I think that's probably a question we can ask because, yes, you get to see guys like Jeremiah Love and Fernando Mendoza go out there and roll it out. You get to see Kirk Cousins for a series or a quarter. I just think it's to me, it's a lot of nothing right now. I'd just rather just get to the regular season.
That's true. There's two types of people that are paying attention to preseason football, especially week 1 of preseason football. That's gamblers, people that are putting action on the games, and people that are hardcore fantasy football players that are looking for their handcuffs at different positions, because these are the guys that are playing in these first couple of weeks of the preseason, the guys that might populate that 10 to 15 spot on your fantasy team.
Baby J, do you actually care about preseason football?
It's nice to have it back. It's one of those things where it's like you're seeing like the replacement refs, right? But it's the replacement players that aren't actually going to be playing on the team, but they're all wearing the uniform and they're playing football, but it doesn't feel really intense. So I don't know. Like I'll watch like one in the first week, and then I'll stop watching, and then I'll start watching when regular season comes. But I think I agree with Brian. Like there's some interesting fantasy things you can see, and I'll watch the highlights though. Like I don't need to watch a whole preseason game. I'll get the cliff notes. I'll get the ideas of what happened from stories, but I'm not going to sit down and watch. I don't know. They still like 3.5 hour games. Like I'm just not going to do that for preseason.
Yeah. So when do we get the pitch count? When do we get the pitch clock in football so we don't have 3.5 hour games? But they got to cram in all the commercials they can. By the way, we are not in the Bigfoot Beverages studios. We are out here, but Justin is still technically in the Bigfoot Beverages studios adjacent, as he's in the production office and the programming room, the producer's room. We are live out here at Pine Ridge Golf Course. Yes, we are. And we are family with Landon Tegwall, our great friend Moose, the Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 844-3484, toll free 877-844-3484. Moose is next. We're going to talk a little foosball on the drive.
1050 AM and 1029 FM and the sportsanimaleugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages studios. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Oh, no.
Wait, man. We're from Discount Windows, the home of no pressure.
Last guy could learn from you.
That bad, huh?
He's pushing 4 years, the same as cash, with installation. Price is so high. It'd take me at least 4 years to pay it off.
What the?
His other offer was no payments for 2 years.
Who wants that hanging over their head?
Plus, life happens.
Right?
At Discount Windows, our installation is often a fraction of their price, and we offer 18 months, same as cash, on approved credit.
Spend less, pay it off sooner, and move on with your life.
I love it.
And we have a great selection of Energy Star certified Milgard windows and Milgard doors.
I got coffee brewing.
To throw at that last guy?
Discount Windows, open 7 days a week. We're at 1635 Juniper in Junction City, right behind our old lot. We have your Milgard windows and doors on site.
Discount Windows.
We do windows,
doors,
and installation for less.
CCB 180018. Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since 48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
All bets are on at the Three Rivers Casino Resort Sportsbook in Florence. Bet 24/7 at our kiosks or download the brand new Sportsbook app today and get $10 in free bets. Place wagers right from your mobile device while you relax in your room, hit the casino floor, or grab a bite. Then catch the action on Oregon's largest sports betting screen. Visit threeriverscasino.com/sportsbook to learn more. The Sportsbook at Three Rivers Casino Resort. Winning starts here.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts. Along with millions of other high school students, by expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium. The performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts at your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
1050 AM, 1029 FM, and the sportsanimaleugene.com. Other stations can say they cover the Ducks and Beavers, but we bring the receipts. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Oregon women's soccer coach Tracy Joyner is going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Oregon coming off opening season win 3-0 over Portland State. We'll hear from Tracy Joyner. Very interesting. Her husband, Justin Joyner, the newly named, well, not that new now, Oregon State men's basketball coach. So the family's reunited. I wonder if they're living in Monroe, like trying to get halfway in between Corvallis and Eugene, but we're not going to get that personal with Tracy. Don't worry, Brian. I'm not going to get that personal with Tracy Joyner. Let's head on over to the Oregon MacLinks hotline at 877-844-3484. Welcome in our good friend. We call him Moose. It's Landon Tengwall. You can follow him on the old YouTube. He's got a great show, breaks down college football film. He's a big old former offensive lineman from Penn State. Welcome back, buddy, on our weekly hit as we get ready for college football. You counting down the days?
Oh, can't wait. It's like Christmas. Every single day is a new set of film that I'm studying, and I can't wait for December 25th, which is, September 4th this year? 5th, one of those days?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can't wait either. So can we just set this whole thing about jerseys and stuff aside real quick, because it's front and center with the whole Jaden Daniels retire. You know, he said that he was promised his jersey was going to be not worn again by anybody else. Have you ever had your jersey retired anywhere?
I have not. But
well,
I mean, listen,
not?
I know. It's I got a bone to pick, I guess. But I think it's one of those things. Number one, if you didn't even play in your bowl game that year, you cannot say that like I said, that your jersey needs to be retired, that someone else shouldn't wear it. I mean, he didn't even play, although in the bowl game. Like, come on, it's absolutely ridiculous. I think you should be happy that someone else is representing your number at the university. Like, I think all of that's cool. So I'm completely against the whole situation. I just think it's ridiculous, and it makes him look so bad too.
Yeah, it's a bad look right now. Absolutely agree.
Completely agree, Landon. So you said you're having a Christmas. It's like Christmas Day for you every day. You're breaking down film left and right. Where's your attention turning as you get closer to the season? Like like you looking at the smaller schools? Are you looking at the top there, the schools you think are going to be the best? Like where's your attention right now?
Yeah, I'd say so. I really try to ultra deep dive into the O&D line, and I think I get a good sense on each team because I just watch so much tape that I get all the DBs, wide receivers, quarterback play. Like you get enough of that, but I really try to go into each top team in the top 20 and really get through their offense and defense and just kind of their structure a little bit, and just so I have a good feeling of when all of a sudden out of nowhere I want to cover Miami, Notre Dame. I mean, I'm versed well on those two teams, but I'm not completely blank. I already have a good idea, but I can catch up on the film of kind of what's going on with both teams throughout the year. It's good, and I like that. I think a lot of times it allows me to identify guys that I really think are going to pop off, because I go as deep into the three deep. I mean, I try to watch almost every single snap of the defense or the guys that have transferred in. So I try to get a really good sense of who might have some type of breakout year. That's why I'm just putting it down right now. Matthew Johnson.
All right.
I mean, this kid. Oregon fans, get ready for Matthew Johnson, because he's going to he's going to be dominant inside. If you didn't know, he wreaked havoc on the spring game.
Landon Tengwall joining us. You can follow him at Landon Tengwall. That's all the socials, the Landon Tengwall College Football Show on YouTube. So the first week game, and Oregon fans are going to be wildly different than Oregon State fans in their first game, because Jamarcus Shepard's starting his brand new team and a total rebuild in Corvallis. But Oregon fans have always had this angst before they start a season. So do you have any solace for Oregon fans when Boise State comes in without Ashton Jeanty, with an offense, I think that's going to be some high-powered offense. They're going to be now the leaders in the new Pac-12, Boise State is. They've been picked to win the conference. So do you have any comfort for Oregon fans that they're going to be able to get past this first game?
Oh my God, this team is so talented that and they're just so veteran. I mean, there's just no way. Look, I mean, obviously, I understand you were reminded of the game that was oh so close, and
right.
And like you said, there is not an Ashton Jeanty. There's just such a skill gap here. Like, could it happen? And we've seen it. I just don't think it will. And I think this team and all the guys that came back understand the goal. I don't think slip ups like that. I do not see that happening this year for Oregon. So I'm pretty confident, especially if the offense put up no points. I don't know. I almost feel good about the defense holding a shutout at this point. That's how sick I think this defense is.
Wow, to me that's a super big surprise. Boise State has been a thorn in Oregon's side. I mean, they've played 4 or 5 times, over the last 10 to 15 years. Every game is close, or Boise State has won the game. Bowl game, Las Vegas Bowl, Boise State won. Of course, the famous LeGarrette Blunt punch game that Boise State won. Oregon still went to the Rose Bowl that year, but Boise State won the non-conference game. This Boise State and Oregon is always a close game. It's going to be tough to get a lot of people to believe that this won't be anything other than that.
I'm going to stamp it right here. What's today's date? We're sitting here at August 14th.
Yeah,
I think
14th.
Oregon's going to win by at least 21 points.
Wow. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I got you. No,
Okay.
believe me, I trust you, man. All right, I'm writing it down. 21 points.
And he did. He wrote it down.
I just wrote it down.
Okay, good.
LT
good.
21. Okay, we will, bud. Every week now, you're gonna have to just wind that up and then after that, it's gonna be the 11th of September. We're gonna be talking about it.
So one of the question marks that Oregon's had really on the team this year has been the offensive line. The skill players are so good, wide receivers, running backs, Dante Moore obviously at quarterback. But Oregon really needs to show something on that offensive line. The defensive line is just stacked. I mean, it's going to be one of the top units in the country, but that's one of the big question marks Oregon has is that offensive line. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I mean, I think first off, I think Fox Crater is going to be legit every time he's had to step up and play. He's looked like, honestly, one of the better linemen on the field when he has to go in. And so now he comes in that starting role. I think you're not worried really at all there. Poncho at center is the best center in America, has a great argument for that. I think you look at a couple different things. Number one, right tackle. If it's Tommy Toffee, wherever Tommy Toffee is going to play, he's going to play somewhere. This is not a talent. From watching that spring game and getting to see enough snaps of him deal with a very talented defensive line, mind you, there's no way you're keeping Tommy Toffee off the field. And then, Big Nacho, I think he is going to work his way onto the field at a certain point. And I think that's kind of the sense I get. We've heard the quotes of Dan Lanning saying, hey, maybe 7 offensive linemen at a time, 8. I'm honestly okay with that if it's starting to work in some of these younger guys that are just uber talented. I think Zaire Addison is another one too that they are very high on, and I thought although did give up, gave about a sack and a half in the spring game, his overall movement and his ability to really get push off the line of scrimmage and accelerating these defensive linemen, really impressed with him. So I get the sense there's going to be this shift, especially at the guards. I would say most people agree that it's kind of the not as good situation for the most part, especially obviously you had a very good guard last year. But I think you're in a situation where you got 2 veteran guys in Rodgers and Iuli, but both of them, if you've got some young talent, there's so much more ceiling on that young talent. So that's where I think you see a little bit of rotation, and maybe as we get deeper into the season, more of a takeover from some of these young offensive linemen.
Well, and Landon, there's 2 things that I think might make it easier for these offensive linemen as well. One, because Alik Terry's just been really good at developing offensive linemen. There's a good system that they have that clearly is working for their development. But also, how much does it help that they have really talented skill position players as well, and a quarterback that knows what he's doing and can direct the offense?
I mean, I think it means everything. And when you have, there's such a difference. Let me just tell you, in having a really good offensive line coach and a not good offensive line coach, just trust me, they exist. I know some people tend to think if you're an offensive line coach at a high level, that means you're amazing. Anybody will tell you that does not always equate that really at any part of college football. It doesn't always mean that. A'lique Terry is an elite offensive line coach. And so you have that, the development. I think that's why you're going to see so much more development so quickly. I mean, you had 2 tackles last year that were essentially kind of rentals. And I think, you did good enough, but there was also, you started to see towards the end that, okay, this is a problem. And generally you get those offensive linemen because you develop them. I mean, you really look around and some teams will steal an offensive lineman late, but it really is when you have those elite left tackles, those guys are generally there and they stay at their school and they're developed. And I think that's the potential you have in a couple of these young guys. And you're just recruiting at such a high level on the offensive line that I feel like you're in a good place. And you got to trust it. And like I said, you got the best quarterback in college football back there. Like you said, you got an explosive offense that can stretch the field. So I really am not nearly as worried. I'd say the biggest thing is the chemistry as you start to swap these guys out is do we start to have some lapses on combo blocks? And when we're dealing with a lot of stunts and twists, are we communicating that well? And when you don't have a lot of snaps with a guy, it is difficult to do that. So that is the one thing I'd watch if there is all these combinations of working in some younger guys throughout the season.
Live on the Sports Animal Audio Network in Klamath Falls, in Newport, in Eugene. This is The Drive. Thanks for hanging with us on KLAD down in Klamath Falls, KNCU in Newport, and here in the Valley on KORE. The great Landon Tegwall joining us. Follow him at Landon Tegwall and also the college football show that he produces three times a week, right, buddy? You're on 3 times or just twice a week now? Do we need 3 times? I think we need 3 times when you've got football coming up in the fall, man. You need to have 3 times.
Listen, brother, it's daily. It's daily in the fall. There's not a day there's nothing goes on.
All right, good. I love to hear. Okay, so listen, let's shift our focus up north a little bit. So we talk about concern or angst or stuff. So Jamarcus Shepard, who we love, by the way, the energy this guy brings coming from the storied program in Alabama. He followed Kalen DeBoer around, and now he gets his first head coaching gig. But, man, it is a total rebuild. Tear it down, build it back up. And so with a program like that, I mean, what, as someone who's going to look from the outside in, what do you want to see in week 1 from a program like Oregon State to show that they are going to be pointed in the right direction? Because those first 3 weeks, man, that's going to be brutal for Oregon State.
Yeah, you gotta show some fight. And honestly, the biggest thing I look for is like how does the team react? Number one, out of gates, but as a whole, like, especially if you get a win, are they like celebrating the heck out of him? That's a vibe I'm always curious as a player. Once again, like there's a lot of coaches that the players like generally do not. If you took a poll, like a true poll, there's definitely coaches out there that not everybody they would be on the other side of liking him. And so I think that's something I look at is like how's the team rallying behind him? Because when you see, for example, Dan Lanning, like when Dan Lanning took over, you can just tell the players behind him and they just rock with him, and it's because he's a specific way. So that's something I'm curious to see. But overall, like you said, it's a rebuild. You're not walking into anything good. So that's the good news. Expectations are somewhat low, and you'll probably get a little bit of time.
All right, Landon. Well, we look forward. You're going to do a weekly hit with us, man. We love your insight, and we're going to get all schooled up on Oregon State with you every single week, the Pac-12, the Big Ten. I know you're entrenched in that. I know that we are looking for better chains. I mean, are we still looking for a Chili's or a Texas Roadhouse or something there in State College for you to keep you satisfied?
I'm working on Chili's daily, man. I tell you what, I go up there once a week, but I still can't find my way into a sponsorship. Maybe one day. That's when we'll know that we'll have made it, and we'll bring it on the show. We'll do some Chili's on the show.
Yeah,
that a baby. All right, Landon. Thanks, buddy. We appreciate you. Have a great weekend, man.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, there he goes, the great Landon Tegwall. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Tracy Joyner is going to join us. We're live at Pine Ridge Golf Course, the Player Development Center for Bushnell University. Big announcement at 4:30. Appointment radio right here on The Drive. Corey Anderson is going to join us then. He's the athletic director at Bushnell University. With Brian Beban, I'm Danny Hamill, Justin Grossweiner. You're locked into The Drive. Oregon women's soccer next. They're 1-0 on the young season. We'll talk to the head coach, Tracy Joyner, on The Drive.
Don't change the channel. Your radio might explode. Okay, not really. But you miss a minute of The Drive, you might miss something, well, spectacular.
On we go.
The Drive is back on 102.9 FM and 1050 AM. The Sports Animal.
You've got 60 minutes to dominate your lunch break. No timeouts. Just one shot to eat like a legend. Introducing the $11 Killer Box Lunch only at Killer Burger in Eugene. That's a pint burger, small fries, and a fountain drink, all for just $11. Killer Burger, brought to you by another Eugene legend, LaMichael James. The $11 Killer Box Lunch only at Killer Burger on Coburg Road in Eugene.
I've seen it, I've covered it. I'm Alex Rogers, your local farmer's agent in West Eugene. When you need auto, home, life, or business insurance, Farmers can help you protect everything you've worked so hard to achieve. I really enjoy what I do, and I can help you understand all your coverage options. When I'm your farmer's agent, you're not stuck at the mercy of some computer. I'm your advocate when you need help. Visit my office today at 1154 Garfield Street here in Eugene, or give me a call at 541-284-2804.
Men like to get the most out of things. We expect results when we hit the gym, and we expect to finish our weekend to-do list. We also expect ourselves to never slow down, even when some things start to get a little harder. Low testosterone levels might be slowing you down. That's when Oregon Man Clinics step in. Sharpen your focus, regain energy levels, and improve your love life with treatment options tailored to you. Get the most out of being a man. Visit us online at our Springfield, Bend, and Albany locations.
I'm a veteran. My victory was admitting I had PTSD and getting help.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
I no longer see it as a weakness, but as a sign of strength. I call it post-traumatic growth.
DAV provides a lifetime of support, helping veterans of every generation get the benefits they've earned.
I am a veteran. I lost both legs in Vietnam.
Every year, DAV helps more than 1 million veterans so they can reach victories great and small.
My victory was getting my benefits and a good education.
I'm a veteran. When I got out, I felt like nowhere was safe. My victory was finding the help I needed.
But there's more to be done and more victories to be won.
Thanks to DAV, now I feel like I'm human again.
Help support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
In Oregon, we're taking a stand against hate crimes.
A stand for inclusion.
For acceptance.
Civility. Unity.
With a new law, we're taking a stand against bias.
Against bigotry.
Prejudice. Homophobia.
Otherphobia.
Against violence and intimidation.
Of any kind.
So we can make a real difference.
It's a stand for our future.
So no one has to be the
It's The Drive here for a Friday. We're live at the PDC. They call that the Player Development Center. You want the acronym, the short version of that, the long version of it? I just gave them both to you. Bushnell Beacons, the Bushnell Classic. We played this morning, myself and Beebs and the General, Jeff Oliver, who displayed driver off the deck several times to us again. Never could master that shot. That just can't do it. Just, I don't know if it's my brain just not being able to, I've never attempted it more than a couple of times. And every time I tried, I would just top the ball. Mm-hmm. What about you? Have you ever been able to hit driver off the deck?
No, I don't.
That's a talent.
Yeah, I don't. My club head speed is not fast enough to make that happen. My club head speed with my driver is only around 80 miles an hour, which is pretty slow. You need, just to put it in context.
Okay. Yeah.
85 to 95 is regular shaft.
Okay.
95 to 105 is stiff shaft. I'm at 80, so I use senior flex clubs. So I do not swing the club hard enough to make that shot happen. So, I'm
trying to slow my swing down, so I don't think that would happen for me either.
If I get 200 to 210 yards out of a drive, I'm thrilled. But I hit the ball good today.
You did. You blasted the ball. You kept telling me that you're playing. And I think it's more about the company you keep than anything else. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to blast it out there. The company keep. So we are waiting, Tracy. Hopefully, we're going to have Coach Joyner on. Sometimes coaches' schedules get a little wonky, and we appreciate it. She's right in the middle of the season. I mean, she's just starting her season out.
Mhm.
So what we're hoping is we can get the coach on. We've had her booked, and if we need to reschedule, we will. So we're going to vamp here just a second. Oregon opened up their official season. They did have an exhibition win over Idaho last week, but they opened up their official season with a 3-0 win over Portland State. They scored like 3 times in 10 minutes in a 10-minute span. A couple of goals for Carly Cormack, and freshman Shiloh Baird also was able to put one in the back of the net. So hopefully we're going to have the coach on. But otherwise, the phone line is open for you. The Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-844-3484. Toll free, 877-844-3484. Corey Anderson, the athletic director, former basketball coach and athletic director at Marist, former basketball coach of the men's program. Back then, it was NCU. It was Northwest Christian University. Now it's Bushnell University, still the Beacons, and a beacon of light here in the Valley. He'll be joining us at 4:30 here on The Drive as we're live. Our first remote in the radio world, folks. This is a remote broadcast. We are not in the studio. We are free as a bird. We're out in the sunshine. Well, actually, we're under shade right now because we have our pup tent up.
Yes,
which
it's beautiful.
You came here in the dark of the morning to help me put up. When you asked me the other day, what time you want me out there, boss? And I told you, I saw the look of dejection on your face when I actually told. Now listen. I said, don't ask the question unless you want to know the answer, right or wrong.
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
Correct.
There you
However,
go. Okay. All right. Now here we go.
Then what did I say after that? I said I'm a team player, and I wanted to help
Yeah.
because you said
Yeah.
flat out. In fact, twice this morning.
Yeah.
You said.
Yeah. Here we go.
You said
All right.
be here.
6:30.
6:30.
Yeah.
And I said I'll be out there whenever because I had to be out here at 7-ish anyway.
Right.
For our 8 o'clock tea time. So
did you warm up at all? By the way, I did not hit a ball.
I saw that. No, I hit probably about 20 balls, and then I hit some putts. I was late to the putt game because our cart was jammed in the middle of all the carts. So I knew I had a couple of extra minutes. And then this afternoon, you said when we were done, you said, hey, if you just want to go home, I get it. It's all right. You don't have to do the show. And I said, I want to do the show. I'm here.
Well, this is the fun part of the day.
This is the fun part of the day. Well, the golf was fun.
Yeah.
Well, this is better, though.
Okay.
Getting to hang out with you and Justin.
Oh, wow.
And,
look at that. Oh, look at this guy over here.
Fantastic.
Yeah. You like that, Justin?
I did like that.
All right. So again,
it. Brian's a great coworker, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, this is just a love fest. Are we all going to hug later? I mean, we all can hug if we want. Hey, go Missy.
What about Laura out there?
Yeah, come on,
Laura.
Laura,
She's listening right now.
And I know, and she's working hard. She's got all those things to do over the weekend for us to make sure that we stay on the air. What is this guy here teeing from the number 2 tees? He must feel. Oh, he's a Bushnell player probably. He's feeling a little bit randy. I'm not going to do a play-by-play on his swing, though. All right, so toll-free, 877-844-3484 in the Valley of the Emerald, and that's what we call the Willamette Valley, 541-844-3484. That's a great swing, but he let it go with his left hand first, so
could be out of bounds.
Yeah,
should hit a provisional.
Great. So we're
but it's a scramble, so it doesn't matter.
No. So it does not sound like, and we'll try and reschedule Tracy Joyner for maybe we'll do it Tuesday or something. I don't know. Monday show's fairly packed, Justin. I don't know. You got to tell me.
We have a little bit of availability on Monday. We can maybe make it work. I think any day of the week.
Okay. Well, we really want to talk to the coach. I'm really looking forward to talking to the Cal alum, Tracy Joyner, who's the women's soccer coach. I believe this is her second season.
Correct.
She was hired in 2025 after leading UC Davis into one of the top teams in the Big West. And Oregon soccer, man, the facilities are great, and the recruiting is starting to pick up. So Tracy Joyner is one of those people that are going to help build those, what I call the Olympic sports. Anything outside of football, to me, is almost an Olympic sport, even basketball anymore. So that's one of our focuses as well. So again, our call, well, we might be getting her on right now. The Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-844-3484, toll free 877-844-3484. We had Landon Tegwall in that first segment. I liked what he said about Jamarcus Shepard's approach, or what Oregon State fans should expect out of Jamarcus Shepard, which is, you know what? Keep those expectations tempered because, and you saw the opening 3 games for Oregon State. I mean, if you're going to bring a new coach in, man, all of a sudden you're Houston, Texas Tech, and then Montana.
Yeah.
Now you get a couple of those at home, but still, that's a murderer's row to start on a team that's definitely rebuilding.
Absolutely. And, they had Houston beat last year, but special teams killed them. Texas Tech, obviously, they were never in. But there's so many question marks around the Red Raiders this year with Brendan Sorsby's situation, how he's now gone, breaking in a different quarterback. So I'm not saying that they're beatable because Texas Tech is far and away the pick to win the Big 12 conference. But getting them at home with a newer quarterback with less experience gives them at least a puncher's chance in that game.
All right, let's head on over to our Oregon Man Clinics hotline and welcome in Oregon women's soccer head coach Tracy Joyner for the first time on the program here on the Sports Animal Audio Network. Tracy Joyner, who built UC Davis into one of the top teams in the Big West Conference. 2025 was her first season, one of the best defensive efforts in program history, giving up just 21 goals. And right now, they through 2 matches, one officially, an exhibition win over Idaho 2-1, and then the 3-0 win over Portland State a day ago, as the women's program is off to a roaring start. Coach, welcome to the program for the first time. Glad to have you here. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I mean, vibes are high coming off a win, so everything is great right now. Appreciate you having me on.
Oh, absolutely. 3 goals in a 10-minute span. I mean, that's a coach's dream. So a couple from Carly Cormack, Shiloh Baird, the freshman, also found the back of the net. So, I mean, you don't plan that. You don't draw it up, but I mean, it's really wonderful when it happens, right?
Oh, absolutely. We struggled to score some goals last season, so we were very happy with getting 3 goals in a game and, made some adjustments at halftime and, to see the team execute it in the second half and be rewarded with some really nice goals. We were happy for them and happy for us.
Well, and how good
you
was
dominated? Oh, sorry, Justin. Go ahead.
Sorry about that. How good was it for those 3 goals that you had 2 goals that were, I would say, really nice team goals, some good combinations, like a lot of players involved. And then there was a really nice individual effort as well. So how encouraging was it that you just had some of those, a little bit of both, right? You had some good team play, but then you also had some good individual efforts.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it keeps, our opposition on their toes. So it's hard to scout us when you've got multiple threats, great team offense, but also when you have special players do special things, you can't stop everything, So I was really happy. Obviously, Shiloh had a great game, goal and assist. Carly Cormack, like you said, 2 goals. Those are 2 of our most impactful players. But also we got a shutout, and that goes to everybody that's on the field. So happy with the defensive effort and really happy with the offensive production as well.
Coach, you dominated defensively. You talk about the shutout. You held the Vikings to just 7 shots, no shots on goal. While the Ducks offense, you guys were able to get 23 shots off, 10 on target. So it speaks volumes for how you controlled the ball, dominated on your side, and then played some fantastic defense as well.
Yeah, it was nice to see. I think we deserved a shutout in a lot of ways. I think we did. Our organized defensive unit did a really great job, and we're really happy with that as well. But I think a lot of it just came down to the mentality on both sides of the ball. Something that we focused on going into the game was our transition. Either going from defense to attack or attack to defending. And really, the 3 goals that we scored were all transitional moments, regaining possession and playing a nice ball in, or, playing a ball out wide off of a switch and allowing Shiloh to do a special thing and score a really nice goal.
It's a proud Cal alum, Tracy Joyner. You can follow her on the socials at TracyHam10 and also on her website, CoachJoyner.com. Outside the 90, it's Tracy Joyner, the Oregon women's soccer coach, joining us here on the Sports Animal Audio Network and The Drive for a Friday afternoon, live from Pine Ridge Golf Course and the Bushnell University Player Development Complex, as we'll have Corey Anderson on next hour, the athletic director, for a big announcement with us and Bushnell University. Coach, so as you lay out the season, you're just getting started, and it's year number 2. So tell us the progress that you've made and how you feel like this team's going to take that next step from what you did last year in a stellar defensive effort, but now building off of that into 2026. What do you want to see?
Sure. I think, for me, it's really just the offensive side of the game. We had a great defensive effort last year, and we knew that was going to be something that was really important for us to have any success. So now we can build off that foundation. But what's nice is that we've got a lot of attacking threats this season, which takes pressure off our defensive unit. So, building off of that, you got to score goals to win games. And so, we're really excited about our attacking group. We've got a lot of depth, so we don't have to play, a lot of big minute players. Got a lot of players off the bench that are really talented. So, what I'm most excited about is just the team effort. There's a lot of belief and a lot of confidence in our roster this season. Probably most importantly, it's a healthy roster. Last season, unfortunately, we had quite a few injuries. So, we're happy right now. Everybody's healthy, and that definitely impacts, it's season's long. So you want to make sure that, you're getting players the appropriate rest. But yeah, ultimately, we anytime the ball hits the back of the net, that's a great feeling. And it just, again, like I said, takes some pressure off your defensive unit. So yeah, we're excited about that. And, I think we've got some attacking threats in terms of on set pieces. So corner kicks, free kicks, such like that. And we're in a great spot right now. So I'm excited. Like I said, vibes are high, things are moving well, and we're heading in the right direction.
And with 14 new players, how much do you know more now about the team after even just one game, about how they're going to work together, the chemistry? It's so important. And how much more do you need to see?
Yeah, really now it's just about finding like key relationships and players, on the field of who highlights each other's strengths and, where are some deficiencies that we know we have, that we've got such a deep team that it's those key relationships and who's got the best chemistry and, who shifts and who talks the best and communication wise. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing them just continue to develop and get to know each other, especially with such a young team. We've got obviously a great group of seniors that have a lot of experience, but they've done a wonderful job like leading the team, in the past couple of weeks and trying to get everybody on the same page. But yeah, ultimately, finding those key relationships and how can we make each other better, set each other up for success. And that's really all we need to continue to see is just the experience and the familiarity of playing together.
Coach, quick question. One of the things that jumps out at me when I read your bio on the personal level is your experience, and uniquely your experience with your coaching license through UEFA. Explain exactly what that is to our listeners and how that's helped you in your career.
Yeah, so I was the second American female to earn my UEFA A license. So in soccer, and you have to, starting at your F license, you can go all the way up to your A license. And I took a different journey than a lot of coaches in the United States. I went to Europe to do my coaching badges, and it was amazing. I felt like I was, at like this secret meeting of the minds. It was the best thing I've ever done for myself personally and professionally, was to just think about the game in a very different way. And, there's a reason that European soccer is so, the prowess of who they are and what they do and how they do it. And so I really enjoyed it. And honestly, it just really helped me establish like my playing style and learn more about the coach that I want to be and the knowledge of the game that was required to be elite at this level. So taking that knowledge back to the U.S. and, incorporating it into college soccer was really interesting for me. And obviously I got my A license 7 years ago now. And just the experience and the different levels that I've coached at, being at a Division II school, then a mid-major, Division I, and now at a Power 4. I think every level that I've been at has really, been kind of a great step in my trajectory. But I certainly think that the coaching licenses has helped project me in a different way, on a different path than a lot of the other American coaches, where I've just gotten great insight into how other people do things. And I think knowledge is power. So I'm really, grateful that I was able to have that experience.
And one thing that stood out to me as well, Coach, was storytelling is something that's very clearly important to you. How much in your coaching do you emphasize storytelling, and maybe in terms of like players telling their own stories on the field and off?
It's huge. And I think, now everyone's got a brand. That's the hot topic,
Right.
NIL and all the different things. And so being able to clearly explain who you are, it's much deeper than just talking, right? And having values and talking about your words and all those things, fancy words, I should say. But ultimately, it's like who you are, your integrity, what are you about, and being able to communicate those stories effectively through action. So, something that we talk about deeply in our program is how you do anything is how you do everything. And that's really aligned by the actions that you take and the integrity that you have and do the things that you say you're going to do. So for me, storytelling is certainly an important quality. It's in terms of leadership as well. So I incorporate that a lot into, I think I've had a lot of unique, interesting experiences, not just in my coaching career, but in my own professional career, or my playing career, and being able to share those stories with my players. And, it's been a lot of like what not to do more than what to do. You learn a lot of lessons through life. So I've enjoyed, I love coaching this age, 18 to 22, well, now 23-year-olds is just, I love it so much because they're such a malleable, stage in their life, and being able to impart my experience, with them is it's fun. It's the best part of the job for sure.
On the socials at Tracy Ham 10, that's with 2 M's. It's Tracy Joyner joining us, the women's soccer coach for the University of Oregon. 1-0 on the season. They take on Gonzaga on Sunday. On my birthday on the road against Santa Clara, back against San Francisco, and then the Civil War on the 27th against Oregon State. We are not going to let you go until I ask this question. We were very happy, overjoyed that your husband Justin was hired at Oregon State as the men's basketball coach, but I'm going to switch it this way. Obviously, 2 A personalities in the household. How competitive does it get? And how many times do you beat your husband at cards or in the backyard playing, cornhole or whatever it is?
Oh man, it is a competitive house. That is for sure. What's funny is like we talk about coaching a lot, leadership and all the stuff. We get to vent about our teams, or just give each other feedback and what to do and all the things. But it's nice. Like actually, I think that we spend more time just turning our brains off together. That's like the one part of our day where we can, take a load off and not, think about our teams and our sport all the time. Although I probably do it more than Justin. Justin is like so locked in. He's in there 24 hours a day. So
sure.
But it's pretty funny. We definitely iron sharpens iron in our house, no doubt. We definitely try to make each other better, and we compete at everything, but all out of love.
So you notice that she didn't answer the question on who wins more often.
Right. I would bet her.
Oh man, I'd say it's 50-50. It's 50-50.
Oh, there she goes. All right.
But he probably lets me win more than he should, so that's all right. He won't tell me
all
that
right.
though.
Okay. Coach, please come back on the program as we're going to follow your team this season. We'd like to get updates periodically throughout the season. Really nice to talk to you, and good luck this season.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Tracy Joyner, the women's soccer coach, U of O. That was great. I think she wins a lot more than, yeah. I think she wins a lot more in the household than she's letting on. That's all right. When we come back, top of the hour number 2, Corey Anderson, bottom of the 4 o'clock hour. We're going to have a big announcement with Bushnell University. We're live at Pine Ridge Golf Course at the Bushnell Classic here on the Sports Animal.
Nothing is too big for the sports animal to handle. That's what she said. You're home for me, Dan Patrick, 6 to 9 a.m. weekdays, and The Drive with Danny, Steve, and Justin from 3 to 6. This is the sports animal.
Summer, the sun, the sand. How could things be any better? Actually, you know what sounds kind of good? Chicken bones. Yeah, that would make things better. All you could eat wings for $27.95 and dollar beers from Cold Fire Cold Store. That would really make things better. Ooh, and the sauces. The sauces are to die for. In fact, now I'm kind of hungry. Oh, man. Now I need to go to Chicken Bones.
Make no bones about it. Chicken Bones has the best wings in Lane County. All you can eat wings, great sauces, and awesome burgers. Open daily at 11 a.m. on Pioneer Parkway in the Safeway Center. Check us out on Facebook or call 541-726-0111. That's 541-726-0111. Chicken Bones, chicken with an attitude.
It kind of sneaks up on you. You're more tired than you should be, a little less focused, a little less motivated. Maybe you've gained a little weight. It's normal. A lot of men experience it, but that doesn't mean you have to live with it. At Hale Men's Clinic, personalized testosterone therapy can help you restore your energy, your clarity, your edge. Real solutions, real results. Hale Men's Clinic. Feel good now. Curious about your levels? Walk into Hale Men's Clinic in Eugene, Bend, or Roseburg for your free testosterone test today. More info at halemensclinic.com.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it'll take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 10 million people without destroying your credit. They can reduce your interest rates, lower your total payments up to 50% to get you out of debt fast. For a free consultation, call Consolidated Credit now. The program works.
Call 800-499-4107. 800-499-4107. 800-499-4107. Consolidated Credit Solutions Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Kansas CSO 0019051. Maryland DM 1492. Oregon DM 892. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission, license number DC83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debts may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Actual interest rates, length of program, and monthly payment reductions will vary by consumer and creditor. Yours could be higher or lower. Not a loan company. We do not lend money.
1050 AM and 1029 FM and the sportsanimaleugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Welcome in on the Basins, AM 960 Sports, KLAD in Klamath Falls. And out there in Newport, Fox Sports Newport, KNCU 92.7 FM. In the Valley, 102.9 FM, 1050 AM. We are the originator of The Drive, the Sports Animal Audio Network on the Sports Animal Eugene. I'm Danny. Brian's taking a quick break as we head to the top of the hour. Next hour, we'll have Corey Anderson in about 4:30. Your phone calls as well. As always, a lot of open phones today at the Oregon Man Clinic hotline at 541-844-3484, toll-free 877-844-3484 as we roll through this Friday afternoon as we're out here at the Bushnell Classic. As we head to the top of the hour, again, for the next hour, we're going to talk about what is – so there was an issue, Justin, with Field of Dream game sponsorships. We don't have enough time, I don't think, to talk about
this. So Brian's really in on this. He had a great
anecdote.
I
have a feeling you guys are having production meetings without me. I need to be involved in some of these production meetings. Oh, it was during the show that this was going on.
During
Oh,
yesterday's
okay.
show,
Well,
he was telling me about this.
okay. What level of football are you most excited about? High school, college, or pro? It could be a combination of a couple. Oregon makes a big recruiting splash again, and he chose Oregon over a couple of other big schools. We'll talk about that as well as we roll into hour number 2 on The Drive.
$1050 AM, 1029 FM, and the sportsanimaleugene.com. Other stations can say they cover the Ducks and Beavers, but we bring the receipts. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
When you're in Rome, you visit the Colosseum. When you're in France, you visit the Eiffel Tower. And when you're in Eugene, you visit Tracktown Pizza, Eugene's best pizza and a Eugene cultural icon for over 40 years. Tracktown Pizza has 2 locations, across from the U of O campus in Eugene and on 58th and A in Springfield. Tracktown Pizza, the best pizza in town. Call 541-284-8484 or visit tracktownpizza.com.
Millions of Americans are glued to their TV weekly, watching a sport they love. Come and relive your childhood at A&J Sports Cards. They have a wide variety of sports cards and memorabilia. Eugene's home for collecting is A&J Sports Cards. Whether you're looking for the stars from the past or the present, you'll find them at A&J Sports Cards. They are here to meet your hobby needs. That's A&J Sports Cards, 1478 West 6th Avenue, 541-343-5561.
Hi, this is Drew from Dalton Carpet on West 11th in Eugene. Dalton Carpet is family owned and operated and proud to serve you for 30 years. Now more than ever, someone you know is walking on a Dalton floor. Do you have a flooring project? Get your summer off to a new start. Lane County's best selection with hundreds of rolls of carpet and thousands of feet of click-together flooring on display and in stock right now at unbeatable prices. Come see us today at Dalton Carpet, right here on West 11th in Eugene.
Every day, 70,000 puppies or kittens are born in the U.S. Cute, right? What's not cute is that half of all litters are accidents, which leads to millions killed in shelters each year. Turns out, those little cuties can get pregnant sooner than you think. But here's the good news. You can stop the accident before it happens. When you bring home a pet, get them fixed at 4 months old. Prevent more. Fix at month 4. Visit fixat4.com for more information. Brought to you by Best Friends Animal Society.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. Got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
KORE Springfield, Eugene, 1050 AM. Translated on 275CX 1029 FM. This is the Sports Animal Eugene.
Hour number 2 here on a Friday getaway day, live at Pine Ridge. Man, is there any other place to be that you'd rather be? Not with me. Player Development Center, Bushnell Golf, out here in Marcola. And there comes Corey Anderson. We'll talk to him in about a half hour as he keeps everybody in line.
When we were talking to Tracy Joyner, you were talking about the athletic facilities and their great soccer facility there, how great that is and how that's helped their program. This Player Development Center for Bushnell Golf is fantastic. Now, I grew up here when it was Springfield Country Club, when it was only a 9-hole course, and this was the main clubhouse.
And what they've remodeled now and refurbished. It sat here vacant for
years. And I'm going to tell you, when I walked in there this morning, it's 6:30 with you.
Oh, you got to bring that.
And I took a little tour in there.
Yeah.
I had memories of, 11-year-old Brian pop up in my head, seeing different people that I used to hang out with in the pro shop. Because I used to come down, you'd never do this today, but my folks would drop me off here at 8:30 in the morning in the summer, and I'd be here till 6 o'clock at night. It was like the babysitter, and there's a group of 4 or 5 guys that would come, and we'd float the river and play 18 holes and pick the range and eat lunch and have putting contests and all that. And all of those memories came flooded back when I walked in there. But that place in there is gorgeous, and that's going to really help their golf program.
Yeah, absolutely. We can
it's
talk
amazing.
we can talk about the Jake out there at Emerald Valley, but this is for an NAIA program as well. And it just there's no comparisons in terms of dollars, in terms of the funding, which is part of the reason why we're out here to try and help raise money for Bushnell is for this level as well.
Oh,
it's
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And we're proud to be able to support them. And we'll hear more about that with Corey Anderson coming up at 1:30. So welcome in, friends. The Oregon Man Clinics hotline open for you at 541-343. No, I did it wrong.
That's not the number.
541-844-3484.
There you go.
877-844-3484. That's the Oregon
I've got it
Man
on the
Clinics
ticker,
hotline.
Danny.
Well, I'm not looking at the ticker right now. I'm looking at the rundown because I want to make sure I'm keeping us on pace with all the topics that you threw out here. So, guys, I am honestly, I want to say I'm not up to date on this whole issue with the Field of Dreams sponsorship, except that what you just told me, Brian. So obviously, the whole basis, which Justin has no idea what the background of the Field of Dreams movie is with Kevin Costner.
And I found out yesterday that he's never seen
horror.
the movie.
No.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's just and there's a list. I literally
I'm shaming myself.
There's a literal I don't have enough room on my paper to write out how many movies he needs to watch to get up to speed.
That's true.
Especially being in sports talk radio. Okay, so so the whole background of obviously the Field of Dreams is that it was the originator from the Black Sox, Shoeless Joe Jackson and others that were banned from baseball because of the scandal after a World Series. They threw games, yada yada yada. Kennesaw Mountain Landis kicked them out of baseball, and the redemption story that was the Field of Dreams. And you build it, they'll come, and all the guys that had either not made it to the league for a long time, or those that had been ostracized. So all of that, and then they have the Field of Dreams game, which honestly I love the Field of Dreams game. I love it. The cornfield, that's fantastic. But you saw something that kind of, when we're talking about the Field of Dreams itself, and that with betting was the crux of that, and how the Black Sox got ostracized. And what do you see?
Right field line, FanDuel ad on the outfield wall, left field line, DraftKings ad. I mean, you can't write this stuff up. I mean, what are they thinking? I don't know. Maybe it's not that big a deal because with gambling these days, it's so far moved into.
It's just ironic.
It's totally ironic. It's totally ironic.
Justin, do you have a problem with this? Not a problem, but you think it's just. Oh, Justin's got a problem.
Brian, I think
All right,
Brian, the story Brian told me yesterday, the fact that it was based on the Black Sox and Shoeless Joe Jackson, and he was banned from baseball for betting on his own team, which again, I think there's a little bit of an alleged there because he batted over 300 in the World Series. But
so can we pause right there for a second? Because I know a lot about this history. So Shoeless Joe Jackson was someone who could not read or write. He was a very simple guy. And they say that he was asked to do it. He actually turned things down. This was proven in court, but because he was lumped together with the rest of the crew, that he said no at the last minute. He never took any money, but yet he was a part of the entire scandal because somebody else said he was. Okay, right? I'm getting that right.
Absolutely. You're totally getting that right. And there's a lot of people now that betting has basically become acceptable in our society. There's a lot of people that are pushing for Pete Rose to make the Hall of Fame. Well, for me, I'm on Camp Shoeless Joe Jackson. I mean, there's guys, the steroid era guys, Bonds, Clemens, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, those guys, that's a whole different argument. But the Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson teams, where are we with that? I think Pete Rose has so much memorabilia in the Hall of Fame. Shoeless Joe Jackson, to me, because it wasn't really proven that he threw the 1919 World Series, he's got to be in. He is unbelievable. He is such a great player. And I think he is getting one of the biggest raw deals of all former players that are not in Cooperstown.
Sorry, Justin, I cut you off with what I jumped in there.
Brian should really be telling the relationship between the Field of Dreams story and the story of Shoeless Joe Jackson, because to me, it was that relationship and the idea that the story of that movie was built upon Shoeless Joe Jackson, who was banned for betting. And now you have literal sponsorships on the field for betting. in the Field of Dreams game. There's a level of irony to that I think maybe Major League Baseball didn't think about before they actually did it. And it seemed like the game worked really well. I mean, it was exciting. A couple of home runs from Kyle Schwarber. They had the Hall of Famers walk out. Like, I love it. I'm with you. But there is some irony to that, right, Danny?
Oh, there's absolutely the irony. And I think they would have been well served to nod to that and go, you know what? We really shouldn't put gambling as one of the premier sponsors and have it in the sight lines where you've got the camera angle going to it constantly. So, yeah, that was a bit of a misstep. But, honestly, unfortunately, money talks. And that is they do not care because they're paying for those teams to get there, or somebody's paying for them, and they're having to pay those players to do all the special things that they do. I thought the minor league game before that was awesome. I love the throwback uniforms, all of that. The Iowa Cubs were out there playing the day before. I thought that was a great game. I actually sat and watched it. I just love to see the ball flying into the cornfields.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And that was fantastic. I mean, I'm glad they do it every year, but they next year, I would hope that somebody with this discussion, and honestly, we can't be the only ones that notice this.
Yeah.
And I think they should nod to it. Don't you? Really? And if you have an opinion on that, the Oregon Man Clinic's hotline at 541-844-3484, 877-844-3484. All right, so let's move. So as we move into football season, thank goodness, here in our second hour, Oregon recruiting update after the first break of this hour. Corey Anderson at about half past the hour, and we're going to talk about jersey retirements.
Oh, I have opinions.
Oh, I'm sure you do. We're going to talk about that this hour as well. And as we head to hour number 3, we'll be giving a little recap on some of the Oregon football players, the guys that are in the league. We're going to get some tape now on players like Noah Whittington and Bryce Betcher and Malik Benson and Kenyon Sadiq, who are playing in their first NFL preseason games. We'll get an update on some of those players and how they did as we head in this first full weekend of NFL preseason football. But first, as well, we want to welcome in our friends at KLAD AM 960 Sports down in the Basin, and also on the coast, KNCU Fox Sports Newport at 92.7 FM, of course, in the Valley right here, 102.9 FM, 1050 AM. We are on our first remote out here. Yes, we are live, and they've released us to the wild.
And we've only had minor technical difficulties.
Right at the beginning. I'm sure there was a button that wasn't pushed, maybe. I don't know. Well, I don't know what it was, but you got to fix right.
I've got a bone to pick with StreamYard right now, but we'll get into that after the show.
Oh, no. So you know what? Send it to the help desk and go ahead and object there. All right, let's do that. All right, so guys, I really like this question. What level of football are you most excited about? High school, college, or pro? So, Justin, I'm going to let you take the floor first, then I'll let Brian go, and then I'll go last.
Okay, so this one's interesting to me because I'm one of those people that says I like professional football more than college football, and yet I'm more excited for college football this season than I am the NFL. And maybe that's just because of the new Pac-12. It's because of the Ducks, obviously, and what they're potentially going to be able to do. But I don't know. There's something about the way that college football and all the storylines and the way it changes so fast and the NCAA and all this stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm just really excited for college football.
All right, so college football for Baby J. Brian.
So for me, it's almost a 1A, B, and C.
Nope.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay,
fine.
I am filling the role of goose in this conversation. You cannot have a 1 and a 1A. You have to have one or the other. I've been in this trap before, so there.
we go. It's college. It's college.
College. Okay.
It's college because of the Ducks. His possible historic season, right? Everything's lining up. Fantastic schedule. Playing Blue Bloods, great non-conference, a traditional thorn in Boise State, in-state team in Portland State, and then that sandwich game there with Oklahoma State. You don't know what they've got. 54 new players, awful team last year, but this year, who knows, right? North Texas North is pretty much what they're going to be.
Yeah, North Texas.
But the reason I was going to say that is because I'm in the fortunate position that my favorite NFL team, the Los Angeles Rams, is also the Super Bowl favorite. So I've got the number one team in the land, possibly in the Ducks, the Super Bowl favorite in the Rams, and then we just announced Willamette High School football and I get to do play-by-play for high school football. I'm fired up about all of it.
And he's a Dodgers fan.
And I'm a Dodger fan.
So,
So
Okay,
it's
so I had to stare down at the LA Rams chip as it was one of our ball marks several times. But in fact,
you had some luck with that.
I did. I had a couple of long putts that I made with that chip, and Brian had to remind me of it. He says, here's the LA Rams, the lucky chip. And it worked a couple of times, so I can't dispute that. So this is going to be, I'm going to try and make this as short of answer as possible. So if you would have asked me this question 5 years ago, I would have said absolutely unequivocally college football. Absolutely unequivocally. Unfortunately for me, is the game for college football has become a pro game now to me. And that's what I don't like about it. And listen, I love the Ducks. I love the Beavers. And there are other college teams that I follow. Listen, I was a part of the Kansas State Wildcat program for 4 years or so as part of their broadcast team. Love them to death. Love the Monster Energy Big 12. A lot of great venues that I got to visit there. Really blessed to do all that. But I like some purity.
Yeah.
And so that's why, and I will absolutely be in the minority. I love high school football. I love that the kids, they get out and they grind. They're not cashing checks. Hopefully not a lot of them. Who knows? It's leaking down to that part of it as well, which just makes me sad. It's just college football has become even more of a business. It was a business before, but now it's become even more of a business.
Right.
It's like kids are staying in school because they're getting $500,000 checks.
They're making more in college than they are with their first pro contract.
Right. So to me, it takes away from my love of the purity of it for me. And listen, I'm not a neophyte. I'm not naive. I mean, I know they were no-show jobs and envelopes underneath the table and $100 handshakes and stuff like that were going back decades. But now it's like it's all open and everybody's bought and paid for. And that's why I love still. Please keep the sanctity of high school football where it is, where it's pure sport for me. That's where I land on it. So if I had a 1B, which we're not able to do 1Bs, it would be college and then the pros.
No, and I totally understand that. I get it. Love high school football. It's been a long time since I've actually been to a high school game as a fan, right?
Yeah.
The last 4 or 5 years, I've been in the KRE studio with Justin doing our scoreboard show, and
God bless you. By the way, you made it through that. Now you're going to go sit in a booth with him.
Exactly. We're going to have fun.
I think it's
going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. In fact, last night I was over at Willamette High School. They're running youth camps with their team. And so a lot of parents out there, about 100 youth out there with
the Utes.
The Utes
were out there.
Joe Pesci.
I love that movie.
What movie was that?
That's that Ed.
My cousin
Herman.
Vinny.
Oh yes, my cousin. He was the judge.
Did you say Ute?
What's
a Ute?
Goodness me. Anyway, that was a lot of fun out there last night. Out there at the Wolverine Den.
All right, so Oregon football recruiting update. A big 4-star signing for Dan Lanning's squad for the 2027 class. We'll discuss it next. Corey Anderson, bottom of the hour. Bush Snell, athletic director, as we roll on here in Klamath Falls, in Newport, in Eugene. This is The Drive.
Don't change the channel. Your radio might explode. Okay, not really, but you miss a minute of The Drive, you might miss something, well, spectacular.
On we go.
The Drive is back on 102.9 FM and 1050 AM. The Sports Animal.
Make the most of your summer with an end-of-season road trip and some fantastic savings on a new Chevy or GMC at Kendall Chevrolet GMC of Eugene. Lease a new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 LT Crew Cab 4x4 at just $395 per month for 36 months with $2,895 cash or trade equity due at signing, or get 0% APR. Take $10,000 off MSRP on a new 2026 GMC Sierra 3500 Denali Ultimate Crew Cab 4x4. Stop by Kendall Chevrolet GMC of Eugene and save today. Kendall, let's start something great.
VIN number TZ419764 and TF249826. $0 security deposit based on 10,000 miles per year. See lease posting at Kendall Chevrolet GMC or call 877-371-8620 for complete lease details. 0% APR for up to 60 months with $1,667 for $1,000 borrowed. All financing on approved credit. Price does not include title registration or tax. Subject to prior sales. See dealer for details. Offer expires 8/31/26.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up for another, oh yeah, that's a Pepper thing. First up is Brian. He likes to iron his shirt to look presentable to his can of Dr. Pepper. What a gentleman. That's a Pepper thing. And Harper, who makes her family clap every time she cracks one open. It's a respect thing. It's also a Pepper thing. Next up, Jayden, who wears a blindfold while sipping because he can't handle the beauty of an ice cold Dr. Pepper can. We get it. It's gorgeous. And oh yeah, it's a Pepper thing. Meanwhile, Big Mike has set up a personal wind machine, so every sip comes with that slow motion hair moment. So cinematic. That might be the most Pepper thing I've ever seen. And what drives all this? That one-of-a-kind, delicious, unique blend of 23 flavors. It's a Pepper thing.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing, where Brat just built a miniature spotlight for his Dr. Pepper. Yeah, that's a Pepper thing. Grab a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper at your local retailer today. It's a Pepper thing.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it'll take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 10 million people without destroying your credit. They can reduce your interest rates, lower your total payments up to 50% to get you out of debt fast. For a free consultation, call Consolidated Credit now. The program works.
Call 800-499-4107. 800-499-4107. 800-499-4107. Consolidated Credit Solutions Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Kansas CSO 0019051. Maryland DM 1492. Oregon DM 892. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission. License number TC83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debt may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Actual interest rates, length of program, and monthly payment reductions will vary by consumer and creditor. Yours could be higher or lower. Not a loan company. We do not lend money.
Sometimes they're right.
Rest my case.
Sometimes they're wrong.
You want answers. The truth. You can't handle the truth.
But no ears were harmed in the making of their disagreements.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal UG.
You want to hang around your radios, friends, and also online at sportsanimalEUG.com, sportsanimalEUG on all the socials. Still hear people saying that we have issues on Spotify. Justin tells me it's not, which I believe him. I think somebody just doesn't know how to use Spotify. I don't know. I'm trying
We'll
to
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I know. I'm just saying. I have to believe. I'll send you the screenshot. It's just,
All right.
I
get the notifications, so.
Here's the thing. We're on all the social medias. And
We
right
are.
now we're streaming live on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. If you want to hop into the comment section, please do. Here on a Friday, no big bets. We're going to put big bets on hiatus for a couple of weeks, but we're going to unveil beginning of September a lot of contests for you, the listeners, because we're going to be adding on more stations. Roseburg comes on Monday. We'll add on a few more the week after that. We'll be up to, I think, 6 or 7 stations by the time we get to, somebody just threw a club. And the ball went a little bit further than the club did. That was a That was a club hurl. Do you see that, Brian?
Can I get a little
play?
play-by-play
Right
here?
there in the middle of the fairway right now. No.
Was it
no,
an
no.
intentional throw or did it slip?
No. He tossed the club, and now he's looking over at me because I called him out on it. But that was definitely a club hurl.
Ooh.
No, that was just. It was. He was frustrated. Listen,
Was it
golf
like
is-
you needed to just throw the club and then you're good?
Oh,
or-
he just put back his divot though.
Okay,
which was good.
Yeah, and now
All right,
now
that's good
he's
sportsmanship.
No, he came over. He was looking at me because he knew I saw him, so we just high-fived each other in the air.
All right,
so
all
that's okay. Everything
A little
is good.
camaraderie
Now
there.
they're going to
Nice.
talk about
just
that
like
one for
you
a while.
said, a lot.
Yeah.
It's a scramble. Like one of us would be mad with our shot today, and you'd be like, it's a scramble. We got 3 other shots plus. We have mulligans.
Yeah, we had mulligans, man.
So-
We paid for it. Or somebody paid for it. I'm not sure. So, all right. So,
The dirt paid
Oregon.
for it.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I paid for it. So, Oregon recruiting update. Brayton Feaster, he's a 4-star linebacker. Georgia, Cal. So, Tosh Lupoy was involved in this.
Which I think
Ohio
will
State-
happen a lot.
Yeah. Ohio State and Oregon were in the running, and he chooses the Ducks on. What'd you say, Brian? He was on McAfee today.
He was on ESPN on the McAfee show and put on the duck hat.
So Ducks now 2027 class. Are you surprised? Number 4 nationally. So listen, I am going to temper this. I do love how they rank things. Everything's subjective. However, Oregon started to build their program off of 2 and 3
guys.
or no star guys.
Yes.
And it was the character that they were recruiting and how they worked with those kids. You can have a ton. Listen, if they're 5-star kids, they're probably pretty good. That's okay. But it's about what you do with that talent. There have been plenty of 5-star kids. There have been plenty of number 1, number 2, number 3 picks that have not done anything.
Yeah.
So it's about what you do with it. But this is a good get for Dan Lanning's squad.
It's huge. And, you say, are you surprised being number 4 nationally in recruiting? I'm not. Dan Lanning has been putting together consistent top 5 classes the last
I'm not surprised.
3 years. But as you say, it's what you do with it. He's in a situation where he's built the roster. He's got so much depth. You have to worry about guys transferring out.
Well, that's happened.
And to this point, he has not had starters transfer out. He's had
the
backup
second level,
guys.
right?
And he hasn't had a lot of starters. That's what's hurt a lot of programs with the transfer portal.
Well, let's not forget, coming into last year, there was all those questions about, no returners in terms of production. And then it turns out all the guys that Dan Lanning recruited were really, really good. My thing about it is this, and you talk about, Oregon built its program on 2 stars and 3 stars. I get all that. I'm not going to try to pour cold water all
before
over
your
that.
time, by the way.
Yeah,
that was Mike Bellotti and Rich Brooks.
And Bryce Betcher was a walk-on. So I get it. I'm not saying that you can't have guys that can develop that way. But besides Indiana last year, which I think we all know that Indiana was kind of an aberration, no national championship team can win without talent. And what Dan Lanning has done year in and out is just stack up talent. And that's why they have so much depth after years and years and years. It's why you can't just have a bunch of transfers like Oklahoma State did last year and bring in guys and say, all right, we're all good now. Like, it takes years and years of this stuff to happen.
And it's going to be interesting, guys, to see what happens this year with Oklahoma State and UCLA. Okay. Both of those schools are using the Curt Cignetti Indiana method to try to build up their programs
just
quickly,
by taking from their former school.
From their former school. So Curt Cignetti came from James Madison, took a ton of guys with
James
him.
Madison.
Sorry.
Well, now
to
people know who
Indiana.
they are.
Right.
They do, now,
and
especially on the West Coast.
And Oklahoma State has 54 transfers this year. There's about 15 of them that came directly from North Texas, including their starting quarterback, the head coach, obviously from North Texas. UCLA, same thing. Again, James Madison. So we're going to see, how this new trend of FCS or low mid-major teams with their coaches going to larger schools and bringing guys with them so that they're familiar, they get more playing time because they're familiar with the system, how that's going to work out moving down the line.
Well, what I would be interested as well to ask, and I'm going to ask Dan Lanning this in a couple of weeks when we have him for an O Club kickoff experience with our members Monday of game week against Boise State, is how is it easier to maintain that level with recruits when you have class after class after class that's in this top 5, or is that just increase the pressure or give recruits an opportunity to go, well, they're stacked. I want to go to a different program where I think I might be able to see the field a little bit quicker or earlier. So it's kind of, to me, it somewhat gets into a catch-22 situation.
Absolutely.
I think that sorry, you go. I want you to
go ahead, Justin.
I guess what I would say from when I talked to Max Torres, and he talks to a lot of these recruits, right? It sounds like the selling point is the fact that Oregon develops guys to go to the NFL, and iron sharpens iron. If you're coming to Oregon, you're going to be playing against guys in practice. If you're playing in big games, of course, but on the roster against each other, that are going to develop into NFL talents. So it's a good place to go, even if you aren't somebody that isn't going to play right away. And we've seen that through not just obviously a Dante Moore or a Dylan Raiola, but there's been other positions as well where guys are willing to come to Oregon, even if they don't have a clear shot at a position, where they just want to be involved with the program because they know that'll help them get to the NFL.
On the opposite side, you get a lot of guys that are decorated players, maybe not a 5-star, but maybe a lot of 4-star guys that are choosing to go to lower end And when I say lower end, I mean not a Power 4 program, just a group of 6 program, getting a couple of years there and then transferring to a Power 4 program. We're seeing that this year with the new starting quarterback for Nebraska, who was the starting quarterback last year at UNLV. So guys are getting some experience at a lower level, getting that NIL deal, and then moving up to play Power 4.
By the way, Brian, I want to let you know UNLV's program is for sale. If you
Yes,
want
that's right.
to buy either the football, or not necessarily the football program, but the basketball program is for sale. You don't need to buy an NBA franchise for $12 billion. You can buy the UNLV basketball program. I think you can get it for like $5 if you want it. I think so. All right. Well,
I'm going to need a raise, Danny.
Let's talk about that off here. All right. When we come back, 2 announcements to make on the heels of us being out here at Bushnell's practice facility, the PDC Player Development Center of Pine Ridge, the Bushnell Classic. Corey Anderson's going to come on, my dear friend. We're going to have an announcement. I've got actually 2 announcements, one to make before we bring Corey on when we come back here on The Drive.
Nothing is too big for the sports animal to handle. That's what she said. You're home for me, Dan Patrick, 6 to 9 a.m. weekdays, and The Drive with Danny, Steve, and Justin from 3 to 6. This is the sports animal.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is on now at Kendall Ford. Get to Kendall and get 0% APR, $1,000 towards your down payment, and even a complimentary 2-year premium maintenance plan. Available on select new 2026 Ford model. Get up to $11,000 in discounts off MSRP on all remaining 2025 Super Duty trucks. A new 4-wheel drive 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Heritage is priced at only $29,990. Or get into a new all-wheel drive 2026 Ford Maverick XL Crew Cab, now just $29,630. Get in on the Ford Summer Sales Event and stop by Kendall Ford today. Kendall, let's start something great.
Bid number 1FSCD 79864, 3F SRF 02030, and 3F TRB 01616. Financing and approved credit $27.78 per month per $1,000 finance. See dealer for qualification to complete list of eligible vehicles, coverage details, and limitations. All factor and rebates subject to change. Price does not include title registration or tax. Subject to prior sales. See dealer for details. Offer expires 8/31/26.
Oh, no.
Wait, ma'am. We're from Discount Windows, the home of no pressure.
Last guy could learn from you.
That bad, huh?
He's pushing 4 years, the same as cash with installation. Price is so high. It'd take me at least 4 years to pay it off.
What the?
His other offer was no payments for 2 years.
Who wants that hanging over their head?
Plus, life happens.
Right?
At Discount Windows, our installation is often a fraction of their price, and we offer 18 months, same as cash, on approved credit.
Spend less, pay it off sooner, and move on with your life.
I love it.
And we have a great selection of Energy Star certified Milgard windows and Milgard doors.
I got coffee brewing.
To throw at that last guy?
Discount Windows, open 7 days a week. We're at 1635 Juniper in Junction City, right behind our old lot. We have your Milgard windows and doors on site.
Discount Windows.
We do windows,
doors,
and installation for less.
CCB 180018.
Yeah. Can you pass me a Baja?
A what?
Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Try it. It's tropical at first, then the lime flavor hits.
Oh, okay. That's crisp. Tastes like vacation.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And it's mine now.
Have a Baja Blast.
Enjoy cool savings on Mountain Dew fountain drinks all summer long. Any size for just $1.50 at participating convenience stores.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
1050 AM and 1029 FM and the sportsanimalueugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Live from the PDC, the Player Development Center, Bushnell Golf out here at Pine Ridge Golf Course. Beautiful day for golf. Went low, but not low enough.
Nope.
The Havel team did well. We did not disgrace ourselves. Shot 22 under, and we were still 4 shots out of contention. You have to verify scorecards. Apparently, there were 3 aces bought and paid for. I had 2 of them. It was all in good fun and raising money for Bushnell University. I'm Danny. That's Brian back in the studios. Justin, joined by Corey Anderson, my dear friend, who is the athletic director, longtime athletic director at Bushnell University, formerly NCU, formerly, we can go all the way back through the history,
NCU,
can't we, Corey?
NCC, heck, put me back to Marist.
Yeah, all the way.
He already has.
That's the way, yeah, several times, Corey. So we'll get to Corey Anderson in just a second. Thanks for tuning in wherever you're listening down in the basin at KLAD. That's 960 AM Sports. Our good friend Josh down there, and then on the coast, KNCU, that's Fox Sports Newport, and of course in the Valley on the Sports Animal, our originating station of the Sports Animal Audio Network. All right, so a couple of pieces of business we need to talk about, and I've discussed with our listeners up in the Valley in a very frank way that the station that I bought in July, just last month, a little over a month ago, had been the flagship station in the Valley for Portland Trail Blazer basketball for several years, many years, apparently. And with the change in ownership, with the change in the way they were going to start operating their audio network, I had concerns. I was in discussions with the Blazers very intensely since I took over the station. And here's the bottom line. I don't feel it's in the listener's best interest. I don't feel it's in my business best interest to continue a relationship with the Blazers. And I'm going to be very upfront with it. I don't feel the Blazers care about the way their current management is right now. I don't believe they care about serving the fan base the best way they can. And I know it by the way they treat their people and how they've treated me. And I'll just give you this note. I sent the Blazers an email yesterday morning at 9 a.m. expressing my final decision on terminating our agreement, and I still have not gotten a response. That should be all you need to know. I am heartbroken on this. I love the Trailblazer organization in their history. When I first came to Ashland, Oregon, it was 1976-77, and I got blessed with hearing Bill Schonely call games when I was in Ashland as the Blazers win a championship. And I was hooked. And I've been a fan ever since. I will still love the Blazers. I will still support the players and the people within the organization who work within the organization. I will not support the management. And so I've made a decision to turn things local. And we've done this with Willamette High School. And we're going to do it in other arenas and areas that we will keep announcing as we go forward. For me, guys, local radio should be local. And so I am very happy to bring on Corey Anderson and announce that we have a verbal agreement with Bushnell University to cover their men's and women's basketball programs home and away for the next 3 years. And we will be broadcasting their games coming up this winter and into the spring. Coach, I'm really excited about this.
Yeah, Danny. No, you and I have a long-standing relationship. Announcing basketball games, being on the air, whether I was at Marist High School, my experience, again, at Bushnell when I was first there, along when coaching, but also when Luke Jackson was coaching. And so we've had a long-standing relationship. And when you called me up and said, hey, I want to talk, and we met and we talked about the business situation you're in with the Blazer contract, and you were throwing that at me of, hey, what would you think if we, move this thing forward with our men's and women's basketball programs? And clearly I was in favor of that. And like you, I'm a lifelong Blazers fan, and I when, there's less of what's in front of us. People are, it's just, less daylight out there. And so there's more time. Hey, what am I doing? Hey, I'm going to, sit down and listen to a ball game. And so we're excited about that. What'll be pretty unique too is all of our games are also broadcast on, let's call it the Bushnell network. People click in and all of our games are on our off our website, bushnellbeacons.com, and are able to watch the games. Well, it'll be your radio voice that is now the audio for what they're going to be watching. So it's kind of a twofold, not only on the radio tradition, but also now people watching the ball games and getting that same description of the play on the radio dial from my left to your right. And so I'm excited about that for our listening audience.
And you're sitting next to one of the voices, the new voices of Bushnell Beacon basketball. We're figuring out which one's going to be which, but we're going to bring on another kid as well. We're going to have a distinct men's and women's voice for Bushnell Beacons basketball. And again, we couldn't be prouder. And for me, and I know, Brian, you want to hop in here as well, is again, I'll just go back to it. And folks, those that are listening right now and might be surprised by this, you shouldn't be. Secondly, I know that there are going to be people that will not like me for this decision, and I'm fine with that. Now, listen, our phone numbers, our office numbers on our website, sportsanimalEUG.com. Go ahead and look it up. You can give me a call. We will have a discussion. I will not shy away from the conversation. I've been upfront with this listening audience since I took over this station about what my concerns were. I've negotiated in good faith. I've never talked to Tom Dundon, never expect to. The people I dealt with were very cordial, but they were not very reactive to what we needed as a local broadcast outlet to help support the Blazers. This is good for us. This is good for our community. This is good for Bushnell. These folks who I've known for decades are good servant leaders in the community. Corey, Corinne, Keith, Dr. Joe, Michael, I can keep Sarah, Nick, I could keep naming them all the way through, from the coaches, and Eddie and Jordan and Chad, Jamie, all of them that I've met to a person. Their heart's in the right place. They are here for us in this community, and so we should support them. And this is a way, in my way, since I have a voice in doing it, this is the way we're going to do it.
Preach, brother, preach.
There we go. Brian, I know you're excited about this.
No,
well. I'm more local product.
I'm stoked. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Bushnell University is, to a lot of people in town, just that school across the street from the University of Oregon. And now as we talked to open the show today, with the changing dynamic of that area, with the University District Hospital getting torn down, the purchases that Bushnell is making, and the
investment in the community, right?
In the community, they're taking over parts of the physicians building to improve your health and your nursing programs and things like that. In that area, the university is just growing, and it's becoming a more significant part of the Eugene area and the campus area. And I couldn't be more thrilled to be a part of it. I've known you, Corey, for a long, long time, never really on a professiontional level. And I'm
You're
excited.
Not missing much, by the way.
Okay.
I'm just telling you right now.
How about that? Yeah, this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the bus trips. I'm looking forward. I've had a little bit of experience with Cascade Conference basketball. I was the public address announcer at the College of Idaho for a long time, working with Mike Safford, who was the SID there. Now he's at Oregon Tech. Great basketball, and Bushnell is right in the heart of it.
Corey Anderson joining us from Bushnell University. Corey, talk about, for those that might not know, Cascade Collegiate Conference, the sports, and obviously we're out here at Pine Ridge, and the work that your university and with all the financial support you've been able to garner to build this incredible player development center. I mean, it is a pillar, especially in the NAIA ranks. Talk about the conference itself, the member schools, and how those schools are ingrained in their communities with their sports programs.
Yeah, no, 100%. And Brian, I didn't know you used to call games with the College of Idaho.
Yeah, the public address. Now,
yeah,
we probably crossed paths when I was calling games for you back in the day.
Yeah, I had no idea. So I was like, wait, you did? We are, a longstanding member with the Cascade Collegiate Conference, part of the NAIA nationally, and the Cascade Collegiate Conference. Primarily, its footprint is in Oregon, Washington, and Idaho. We do have other universities that are involved as membership, depending on what sports, their conferences may offer. But we go up into Canada and into Montana and down to California. And so, but no, we offer, it's very traditional, during the fall. It's, while we don't have football, and the Cascade Conference doesn't actually sponsor it, but there's 4 schools, soon to be 5 schools in our conference that have football, and both men's and women's soccer and men's and women's golf and men's and women's cross country and volleyball and men's and women's golf in the fall, and then they go along into the spring. Golf does, and then here comes the winter time with men's and women's basketball. And then we've also announced it about a year ago that we are sponsoring men's and women's wrestling starting in the 2027-28 season.
Yeah,
and
I've already talked about the singlet thing. I'm not going to see you in a singlet.
Yeah, I think they want to see you. That has garnered a lot of attention. I've been our AD for 21 years.
Wow.
And we've added, when I first came in, we had 3 programs, and announcing wrestling as program 18 and 19. And the excitement and the talk around the state about adding wrestling is bigger than anything that I feel like we've gotten into. It is, obviously with U of O dropping wrestling, what was that, 13 years ago, 12 years ago. And there's just a lack of collegiate wrestling in the Northwest. And so we're coming in and filling that void. We recently hired a dynamic head coach, just Dylan Costello. So he's in his first couple months with us right now, coming to us from Northwestern University out in Iowa. And he himself is from the Chula Vista area down in California. And he is he is a
ball of fire.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. And I'm learning a lot. I don't have wrestling in my background, but I'm learning a lot. And there's just a lot of fired up people in Eugene, Springfield, but really it's that the communities outside. It's the Lowell and Harrisburg and Pleasant Hill and Cresswell. As a matter of fact, Dylan was just on the road. There was a Restore Oregon wrestling meeting out in Redmond, Oregon. He went to a luncheon and gained a lot of new fans. And so really excited about what we're doing. And part of that, and Brian mentioned it, is we had recently purchased 2 of the Peace Health buildings, and in the basement of one of those, the Academic Center, as you're right on Alder Street, the basement is going to be, well, that sounds exciting, the basement, but the lower level is going to be a 4,500 square foot wrestling training center, and about 1,000 square foot athletic training room, about a 2,500 square foot baseball batting cages, and then there's already a fitness center down there. We're expanding what that square footage is as well, and so it's going to be another athletic center for us on campus. And that's a big part. If we wouldn't have been able to purchase that building, then we wouldn't be doing this, because we don't have a facility for them. But we're gonna have a facility right in front of us, and so I'm pretty excited about that. And then we get into spring, and we've got a really strong baseball, softball, track and field tradition that's been going on for years at Bushnell. When I say years, we're entering our 6th year of baseball, and softball was one of those teams that I inherited when I came in here 21 years ago. That and men's and women's basketball, and so excited about moving that. And again, here comes we're getting our picture taken right now. Here comes again track and field during that season, during spring, and then golf for both men and women. One of our new freshmen, Jordan, walking up here after working out here in the beautiful sunshine. So it's just a lot going on. And again, the Cascade Collegiate Conference, it is probably one of the more established and well-respected conferences in America at the NAI level, which is, nowadays I almost find it being traditional, old school college experience. It's student athletes that want to continue to play the sport they love. They play at a high level. We deal with less NIL, less transfer portal, than what's happening elsewhere. And so, but for us, it's a great conference. It's a great athletic association that we belong to. And we're just very proud, and we're proud to be strong members. And part of that is not only our school and what our foundation stands on, but also we have a lot of leaders within our department that have been there for a long time, along with our university. We've got a lot of, longstanding leadership in place. And so it allows us to move forward. Every day we're looking, how do we grow and do things better while serving our student athletes, our athletes, and this community.
The span in Oregon reaches into Portland and Salem, east into the LeGrand, down south into Klamath Falls with OIT, in Ashland with Southern Oregon, and obviously here in Eugene with Bushnell University, and then outside of that in Idaho and Washington State as well. And as you said, all the way up into British Columbia. So, Brian, you need to get your passport.
I've got one.
I think the unique things about our conference is the strong mix of private faith-based schools with state schools. And I think that's one of the things that really separates us as a conference nationally is we have there's actually more faith-based schools than state schools, but it kind of feels in that 50-50 mix. And it's a really cool collaboration and partnership that we all have with one another. Again, we're trying to advance small college athletics while advancing, kids collegiately, academically, athletically, and character development. It's a pretty awesome endeavor that we get to explore every day.
Bushnell University Athletic Director Corey Anderson, as we've just announced our verbal agreement for a 3-year deal for Bushnell men's and women's basketball. You'll start hearing them in a winter and through the March, and hopefully deep into March for both the men's and women's basketball programs. Corey,
I got to say, I'm going to interrupt. Eddie,
this is just like he would do when he was my analyst. I would never get a word in edgewise. It's amazing that we got through a
greatest
game.
color guy ever.
Yes, that's right.
You told me, hey, let's keep this under wraps. I have not talked to my head men's basketball coach,
Is he
Andy
hearing this right
Alexander. I have no idea. And same thing with Chad Betters, our head women's coach. So they do not know this is a thing. So if they're listening, hey, surprise, guys! I got something fun to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And getting to work with Danny and Brian here, and so this is news to them. I've kept this pretty tight-lipped within our department.
We all have,
because I wanted to make sure it was going to actually happen. And obviously you were in strong negotiations, between the Blazers and myself, and so I didn't let this get out. So right now, hey, there we go, public announcement, it's out.
And by the way, Coach Liberator says hi. Tell Corey his old friend Coach Boomer says hi.
Coach.
There he is. So listen, again, folks, we're happy. This is a joyous day. And again, any arrows you want to sling at me, go ahead and bring them, and we can talk. I am fine having that discussion with anybody. I am dropping the Blazers. I'm bringing on, for us in this community, I'm bringing on Bushnell University, a good partner in the community, a good servant leadership institution, champion of character in the NAIA. That's all we need to say. We are bringing on good, solid people back into the radio fold where they belong, and that is what local radio should be, serving the community, and that's what we're going to do with our partnership. Coach, I am so happy we're doing this. I'm going to sleep much easier tonight.
There we go. Before we go off there, I do need to ask one question.
Sure.
Out of respect for our tournament,
we did not cheat.
Boy, I had a couple of just great golfers with me today.
Brian, how many putts did I make today?
And then I learned that you guys scored a 50.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
I don't know how I'm going to tell my guy Mark Tunstall, Marcus Omdahl, Tony Stadstad that we went from first to fourth or whatever. We're going to be like, what?
Well,
we didn't even
win. Danny made. Someone shot 46.
Someone shot 46, Corey.
Oh, my goodness.
So
they didn't shoot 46. They bought 40, which is good.
Yes.
It's a fundraising tournament.
Exactly.
Buy those mulligans, buy those tots.
That's exactly what we did.
That's what we did.
So
we had
thank
mulligans.
you very much for your support.
We had throws.
Yes.
We had throws.
But we made some.
You made probably 2 or 3 putts of over 20 feet, and I made about a 25-footer on the last hole.
So we had the sticks working today.
Is there any recorded footage of these balls going down?
No, but I do have Coach. I do have the general hitting driver off the deck again. So I will send you that video.
There we go.
He did it like 4 times.
Perfect. I'd like to see that.
Coach, thanks. We're looking forward to this
absolutely. Brian.
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
Let's take our break. We come back quick turnaround. We get to the top of the hour. There's our big announcement. The Sports Animal in Eugene is the new home of Bushnell University Athletics, men's and women's basketball. All right, when we come back, top of the hour coming up, hour number 3, upcoming on the drive. We're statewide in Klamath Falls, in Newport, soon to be in Roseburg, Bend, Medford, and Coos Bay. Back with more on the drive. Sports Animal.
1050 AM, 1029 FM, and the SportsAnimalEugene.com. Other stations can say they cover the Ducks and Beavers, but we bring the receipts. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today to explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0% financing or save up to $3,500, plus a first-year K-maintenance service on us. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer.
Mid-Valley Tractor in Eugene. 40 years, family owned. Find them at midvalleytractor.com.
Where do people in Eugene, Springfield go for their boating needs? Maxim Marine. Maxim Marine sells the industry's top boat brands, Thunderjet, Bolton, and Fishrite. New or used, you can find the right boat and accessories for you. If you're in the market for a new motor, Maxim Marine carries the finest outboards, including Suzuki, Yamaha, Mercury, and Tohatsu. Need repairs? Maxim Marine is your factory-authorized service center located right here in Eugene on Highway 99. Maxim Marine, for all your boating needs.
Almost every car made over the last 10 years has a camera. Did you know that when you replace a windshield, the camera needs recalibrated? If your glass provider doesn't fix the camera, you could have issues with safety features like forward collision alert, adaptive cruise control, or emergency braking. Don't trust some guy in a truck to fix or replace your windshield and then have to make a second appointment to calibrate your camera. You need Olson's Auto Glass, 2041 West 7th Avenue in Eugene. Olson's Auto Glass, repairing windshields since 1938.
School sports are played by humans, coached by humans, and officiated by humans. So the next time you're sitting in the stands at a school athletic event, please remember this and maintain your humanity, especially when it comes to judging and critiquing athletes, coaches, and officials. Please show your fellow humans some respect. They'll appreciate your empathy.
This message presented by the OSAA and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
Real talent is defined by what people can do, not where they learn to do it. So by stopping at the education section of a resume, you might throw away the perfect hire. You might miss someone who has valuable skills to offer to help your business thrive right now and in the future. Because the truth is this, Skills First Hiring helps you see talent others miss, like more than 70 million stars, skilled through alternative routes. When you let their story unfold, you gain a competitive advantage because hiring managers who start with skills are 60% more likely to find a successful hire. See the real person, complete. See what others miss. Hire skills first. Learn why it's a competitive advantage at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Don't change the channel. Your radio might explode. Okay, not really, but you miss a minute of the drive, you might miss something, well, spectacular.
On we go.
The Drive is back on 102.9 FM and 1050 AM, the Sports Animal.
All right, the news is out. We are your home for Bushnell University Athletics. Thanks for tuning in to The Drive. Quick turnaround. We're going to leave this next topic about how many numbers would you retire for Oregon and Oregon State. We'll go around the horn of Oregon football players in NFL preseason action and NFL preseason check-in.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know we loved it so much yesterday.
Such a nothing burger for me.
Well, we talked about it's, unless you've got some action on the game, right? Or you're doing fantasy football prep, or you're watching former Oregon and Oregon State players, there's not a lot there. Right?
If you're betting on preseason.
Oh, there are
you've got
millions.
You've got
millions of people.
No, you've got an issue.
It's very profitable preseason betting.
Well, it's very profitable for the people who are taking the bets.
I don't understand how someone could think they would know what's going to happen in a preseason game. How do you know what's going to happen in a preseason game?
No.
It's philosophies. John Harbaugh, this is showing my sickness. John Harbaugh likes to win preseason games. So the Baltimore Ravens, now the Los Angeles Chargers, New York Giants, have a greater opportunity to win preseason games because he's the coach, because he plays to win all his preseason games. So that's just something to keep under your hat there.
All right, there you go. So those topics and more, and the phone lines are open for you. Should we do this? I think we should, probably. The Oregon Man Clicks hotline is open. There you go. If you ever want an opportunity to hop on a radio program, I think I gave you enough to chew on. 541-844-3484, 877-844-3484. Justin's at the ready there in the studio. We're live at Pine Ridge on the Sports Animal.
Sometimes they're right.
Rest my case.
Sometimes they're wrong.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But no ears were harmed in the making of their disagreements.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
At Sun Automotive, we are changing the image of the automotive industry. Our country depends upon cars and trucks. And our automotive technicians are the essential workers that keep families safe and businesses moving. At Sun Automotive, being an automotive technician isn't a plan B. It's a future and an important career that challenges you to grow and gives you the satisfaction of keeping people safe and on the road. For the best service under the sun, come to Sun Automotive.
Men like to get the most out of things. We expect results when we hit the gym, and we expect to finish our weekend to-do list. We also expect ourselves to never slow down, even when some things start to get a little harder. Low testosterone levels might be slowing you down. That's when Oregon Man Clinic step in. Sharpen your focus, regain energy levels, and improve your love life with treatment options tailored to you. Get the most out of being a man. Visit us online at our Springfield, Bend, and Albany locations.
Even though the weather is getting warmer, many people in our community are still vulnerable and need your help. Raven, Radical Assistance for Vulnerable Eugene Neighbors, is seeking donations to help those who need it most. Raven is asking for help with water bottles, raincoats, socks, shoes, blankets, tarps, and camping gear, or even a direct cash donation. Donations can be made at Raven distribution sites or via GoFundMe. For more information, visit our website, raveneugene.org. That's RAVEN, Eugene.org.
Hey Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew. So here we go. First day on the job. Got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
KORE, Springfield, Eugene. I'm Steve Mims. You can listen to me on The Drive weekdays from 3 to 6 on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Made it to the 5 o'clock hour here on a Friday. Thanks for hanging with us here on the Sports Animal Audio Network as we wind things up from the Bushnell Classic out here at Pine Ridge Golf Course. It's Brian and I live out here at the Player Development Center for Bushnell University. Just announced our participation in supporting that university and their men's and women's basketball program for broadcasting their games this winter and early spring. And, of course, our phone line's open for you at 541-844-3484 and 877-844-3484. That is the Oregon Man Clinic's hotline. Justin's back in the Bigfoot Beverages Studios, and we're out in the wilderness of Marcola, but it's beautiful out here. And the golf tournament is over. No more players coming through.
No
more clubs being flung. Everybody made it in one piece and survived. And
had fun
and had a great time. It's great fellowship. It's great fundraising. And, you know, you get to come out and play a game and you get to do all that other stuff, man. That's beautiful.
I caught up with an old friend today with Jeff Oliver. I've known Jeff
the general
for
30
years. I've known Jeff.
Yeah.
And I made a new friend today, in Ian. So
yeah,
had
we had a
great
lot
time.
of we had a lot of fun.
Great
of course. So we'll be doing more of that, and we have some fun opportunities for our listeners as well throughout the region as we head into the winter time. That is golf related. We'll unveil that once we get all the particulars done. It's going to be fun. But we have the framework already ready to go. So we're online as well, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Sports Animal EUG, sportsanimalEUG.com. Have to as well give a great shout out to our dear friends down in the Basin at AM 960 Sports, KLAD, Klamath Falls, Josh Eldridge, and the entire crew down there. And out on the coast, and Steve Woodward and KNCU Fox Sports Newport, 92.7 FM. KSKR is going to join us on Monday down in Roseburg, so in Douglas County. We'll be on with the drive starting Monday from 3 to 6 p.m. Joey Kieran, one of my dear friends as well. We'll work a lot with him and the OSAA, and he has helped us bring this show down to Douglas County. So thanks for all the support, and we're going to add on a few more stations as well as we're growing this network exponentially. So, again, phone calls open for you, 541-844-3484, toll free 877-844-3484. And some of the topics we've been talking about, if you want to talk about the Blazers, we can talk about the Blazers. We can talk about Oregon football and the recruiting update that they've got. And we had Tracy Joyner on the program, Oregon women's soccer coach in the first hour. Landon Tegwall broke down a little bit more from Oregon football. NFL preseason continues tonight, as some Oregon Ducks have already logged some time with their preseason action. Noah Whittington, 13 carries, 40 yards, had an 11-yard tote. Alex Harkey played a few downs for the Chargers, a rookie offensive lineman. Malik Benson had 4 targets, caught 2 passes for 26 yards. Bryce Betcher, you showed me a clip of Bryce Betcher, just absolutely in Bryce Betcher form, laying out
a New England Patriot.
Just blasted him in the backfield. So again, it's really early.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the ones on the ones. It's sometimes the 3s and the 4s going at each other.
6s and 7s.
Yeah, well, that could be as well.
Because they haven't had any cuts yet, right? So
right.
they still have huge roster sizes at this point in the preseason.
So he had 3. Bryce Betcher, by the way, 3 tackles, all assisted during that. They tied New England and Indianapolis. Betcher playing for the Colts, second assisted tackle resulted in a 4-yard loss. That's, I think, the one you showed me.
Mm-hmm.
Jets rookie tight end Kenyon Sadiq, of course, selected in the first round, is going to make his preseason game debut against Tampa Bay. I think that he's not going to make it tonight because he had a setback from his hernia surgery he had in May. So he is not going to play tonight against Tampa Bay. That's the update that I wanted to share. So, yep. So there we go. And also some disturbing news out of Corvallis, as Oregon State linebacker Aiden Sullivan has been charged with felony assault. He posted bond. He's got several charges as arguably one of Oregon State's best returning defender. And this allegedly took place in April. Sullivan's 22 years of age. Felony assault in the second degree, 2 counts of misdemeanor assault. An incident that allegedly occurred on April the 5th. So don't know what his status is with Oregon State, but we'll be watching that as Jamarcus Shepard has an off-the-field incident now he has to deal with his first-year head coach. So disappointing. So, guys, preseason football, you in, you out. Go. I think we started this discussion the other day. I'm kind of, and I think I said it on the air, so I'll let you jump in, Brian. Obviously, Justin, you want to jump in as well here? I could do without preseason football. Let's just if they want to have like inter-squad scrimmages, intra-squad scrimmages where you get one team facing off against each other, you're practicing together, and you have some simulated type game situations. I'm better with that rather than, is anybody? Are you watching these games? Because I'm
not.
Okay.
I'm not watching the games, but I think they're necessary. They've reduced them from 4 to 3, right? So each of the teams only have 3 preseason games unless you are the 2 teams that play in the Hall of Fame game, and then they have 4. So it's vital for the coaching staff when they have cut down days so that they can make a roster. So that's really the main reason we have these things. We're not seeing, the top guys playing in any preseason games, right? Because of injuries and things of that nature. They can get those reps in practice. This is for the younger guys, the new guys, fringe guys that you might see, trying to make a roster. These are huge opportunities for them. In fact, back in our younger days, there used to be 6 preseason games. And, now they've reduced it because of injury concerns. And frankly, recently, they've just become a money grab for ownership, right? Opportunities where they include these games in season ticket packages, making fans pay for them, even though they may or may not attend, they're still paying for it at full regular season prices. So that's really the big rub on the preseason, is what fans are having to pay to make these games happen.
So there were
Baby J.
6 preseason games, and how many regular season games were there at that time?
14.
That is a ridiculous amount in terms of the percentage there.
Games that don't count.
Yeah,
they were games that don't count.
That's crazy. Well, you know what I like?
In fact, there used to be, Justin, in fact, I have, I don't know why I bought it, but it was on the back of a AAA Eugene Emeralds pocket schedule. And on the back, all summer long, there was an ad for a preseason game at Autzen Stadium between the Denver Broncos of the AFL and the San Francisco 49ers of the NFL.
And
they had it.
You went?
I wasn't even born yet.
Oh, okay.
I was asked you the same thing. Did you go? But you were probably 8 years old or something in 1968.
No, I was 4. Thank you.
4.
You just doubled my age.
Well, your
Back
birthday
in the
is in
day.
a couple of days.
Yes.
So
it is.
no, but so they used to have a preseason NFL in Eugene. They used to have Blazers preseason at Matt Court back in the day too.
So listen, let's pause right there. I don't mind that type of exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that I don't mind, because you're playing outside of your regular market and you're trying to bring that to a different or a fan base that wouldn't necessarily be able to or would go
right
to a regular season game. Those are exhibitions. Those are okay, as far as I'm concerned, except for the fact that for professional football, the risk of injury, the risk of not really being able to determine. I know the coaches will say, well, listen, we can't simulate game speed in practice.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. However, again, we just discussed it. You're 3s on 3s, 4s against 4s, 6 against 7s,
Mm-hmm.
6, 7. Sorry, I got it in there.
Nice.
Are you really being able to then determine their viability to make a pro roster, to make your roster? I don't think so.
It would be interesting to see when they have the cuts, the first round of cuts, how many of the players that are in these first week of preseason games actually make it past the first cuts.
Well, what I care about in preseason is to look at what the intention of the segment was about. Was to be the 2025 guys from Oregon and seeing how they were going to do so far. So we did see a little bit. We saw a little bit of action so far. So Noah Whittington led his team with 13 carries for 40 yards and had a long of 11. We got a little bit. I think it's interesting to kind of, see them in their new situations. Malik Benson had a couple of catches for 26 yards, had 4 targets. Alex Harkey was in a reserve role. And then Bryce Betcher actually kind of made the highlight reel with a pretty big hit. I think he had 3 tackles, all assisted, but that one he had in the backfield was a loss of 5 yards. That was a nice hit. So I think it happens year in and year out, where Oregon has guys that go in the 3rd or the 4th round or whatever it is. Malik Benson, I think he went in the 6th round, and those guys continually outperform their draft ranking and wherever they get drafted. So I think that's kind of the thing I watched out for early on. And you saw Tez Johnson a few years ago in the preseason for the Buccaneers have some moments, and I think it translates at times, not all the time, but at times, to the regular season.
Absolutely. I want to go back to this kind of concept of preseason games for different sports. You said specifically football, and like for me, spring training baseball is one of the greatest things ever.
I agree.
Right?
Okay.
And I have no concerns, the same concerns that we have with NFL preseason in spring training for baseball, because that is it's a kind of a romantic cactus league, grapefruit league. It's like built into Arizona and Florida's economy almost, and players play in these games. I mean, you're seeing, regular starters getting their early reps. You might not see pitching quite at the same level that you would during the regular season, but players are getting their reps for baseball there.
You know what the biggest difference is for me in that is that you have, so how many players are on a spring training roster?
For what?
For baseball.
For baseball,
Right.
I would say probably maybe over 40, because they have the 40-man
more,
roster.
or more,
right?
Because you might have split squads.
Right, and then they have
So
the AAA guys
up there a
playing.
little bit.
Yeah.
So here's the difference for me in that as well,
Mhm.
is that you're pretty much, for the most part, you're retaining all of those players, but then you're just sending them into your farm system when they're done.
Right.
In the NFL, when you start out with an 85-man roster, I think it is, and you're cutting it down to 53 with 6 players in a practice squad that you can hold on to, those guys go into the ether then. You're not holding on to them.
Right.
They're gone.
Mhm.
And so that's what, to me, the biggest difference. And maybe it's as well for me, it's like pitchers and catchers and hitters. Baseball is a different sport in terms of how you train and how you have to get yourself ready for that season versus football or even basketball. I mean, I think the basketball summer league is, again, it's the training ground where you're going to cut people. And honestly, and here's a perfect example. How many league vets are playing in an NBA summer league? Zero. What does that tell you? They don't need that many warm-ups. And I think they have 4 exhibition games, 4 preseason games in the NBA, something like that, very, very short, based on an 82-game season.
Right.
So just a couple of games, get yourself loose in game time situations, in game speed situations. That is much better. The wear and tear on an NFL player, you're literally playing, even just with 3 games, that is 20% of a regular season or 15% of a regular season. I think it's too many. And I think you're opening yourself up for guys that, and we've already seen it, we have more injuries. Every single year you see an injury to an NFL player who likely would start otherwise, missing an entire season.
Well, that's why you do your fantasy draft after the preseason's over, because you want to wait for all those injuries to go down. So,
well, like we saw Joe Burrow get hurt. That wasn't in a game. Obviously, he's not playing in the game, but he got hurt the other day in one of their joint practices. So,
sorry, I'm going to turn this up a little. I mean, there are still going to be those freak things in practices. But if you got, so that's also why in practice you've got the quarterbacks wearing the red jersey.
Yeah.
Do not touch me. And now Max Crosby just got in trouble because he blasted Kirk Cousins, and there was a whole kerfuffle, and they had to sit out. Did they sit out a practice or sit out a game or something, or part of a game or something?
Right.
Not even a game, just a practice, because Coach Clint Kubiak was like, that is a no-no. And then they fought afterwards. So those type of things are going to happen in practice. The freak things you can't avoid, but you can avoid the full speed and exhibition games, which are preseason games. So, all right, let's take a break, right, Justin? Unless you've got something more you want to kick around on this.
No, I mean, I think we kind of went through the ringer. I think Brian made a great point earlier about the difference between spring training and the NFL. I think one of the differences, I've been to just one spring training game, but I had a great experience, a better one than I thought I would, to be honest with you. And it was correct what Brian said. It was because the starters played for about, 4 or 5 innings. I was early on in spring training, so they hadn't gone through it, but it's a different sport, right? Like you said, Danny, because in baseball, those guys need the reps to ramp up, right? And they want to get the timing right. And as spring training goes along, it feels like the batters catch up to where the pitching is early on, even though you're not really seeing the best pitching. But I think,
but go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, in football, it just seems like these guys can pretty much get the practice reps that they're going to get before they actually even get to the preseason, and then they can pretty much just jump to the season. Like I don't actually understand the need why they're actually playing these games, because you see it routinely where teams, they just simply do not care how they play in these games.
So, and I think moreover, I think Mr. B-Man made a better point with the economic piece of it, both on the pro and the con side. The con side being the NFL teams who basically are forcing the preseason games down the throat of the season ticket holders and everybody else, and the economic benefit that communities in the Arizona cities and in the Florida cities have for their preseason in Major League Baseball in spring training that they would not have unless Major League Baseball was there.
Right.
And they literally have a huge economic impact on those communities.
Yeah.
Huge economic impact. So that's the difference as well. Because people, literally, there are people that go to spring training. They don't go to a regular season game. They will go down to spring training for a week and watch a ton of games, but they will not haul up to Safeco or whatever they're calling it now up in Seattle, or go down to San Francisco to watch Major League Baseball there. Maybe they will if it's in Portland out here, but I know a lot of folks that go down to spring training and they won't go to another Major League Baseball game the rest of the season. So,
I mean, when I worked in minor league baseball, we used to have Emerald season ticket holders fly to Arizona to see M's players at spring training. Crazy.
Makes sense to me. It does. It makes, but it does. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
All right. So when we return, next on our docket, as we roll through here on a Friday, we did our NFL preseason check-in a little bit.
Retired jerseys.
Let's do retired jerseys. And how many numbers would you retire for Oregon and Oregon State? I don't know if we want to talk about particular players because that could be an entirely different discussion. But how would you do that? Because collegiate football, 80-plus man rosters, whatever you can carry right now, you run out of numbers.
You have double numbers.
Run out of numbers. We'll be back on The Drive.
Nothing is too big for the sports animal to handle. That's what she said. You're home for me, Dan Patrick, 6 to 9 a.m. weekdays, and The Drive with Danny, Steve, and Justin from 3 to 6. This is the sports animal.
Iconic summer moments deserve an iconic drink. Reach for Mountain Dew, an American original. From its beginnings in the foothills of Tennessee to your biggest summer yet. The refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew is the perfect companion to your American summer adventures. Enjoy the refreshing citrus kick of Mountain Dew. Tasting great since 48. Look for Mountain Dew in stores near you at mountaindew.com. That's mountaindew.com.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today to explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0% financing or save up to $3,500, plus a first-year K-maintenance service on us. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer.
Mid-Valley Tractor in Eugene. 40 years, family-owned. Find them at midvalleytractor.com.
Oregon. This is our home. From its wide Pacific shore to its majestic peaks and open desert. This state has it all. But one careless spark could take all of this away. Whether you're at home, at play, or on the job, the power and responsibility of wildfire is in your hands. Please, keep Oregon green.
Man, I loved playing high school sports growing up. And it's fun being a fan now, don't get me wrong, but sitting in the stands feels like I'm missing out on all the action, you know? I wanted to get back in the game, so I signed up to be a high school official. It takes me back to my playing days. I'm supporting students, and I get paid to make the big calls. Do you want to see the game up close? Sign up to become an official in Oregon at highschoolofficials.com.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it'll take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 10 million people without destroying your credit. They can reduce your interest rates, lower your total payments up to 50% to get you out of debt fast. For a free consultation, call Consolidated Credit now. The program works.
Call 800-499-4107. 800-499-4107. 800-499-4107.
Consolidated Credit Solutions Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida 33313. Licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Kansas CSO 0019051. Maryland DM 1492. Oregon DM 892. Licensed by the Virginia State Corporation Commission license number TC83. Service may adversely affect the individual's credit. Non-payment of debts may lead to additional finance charges or collections activity, including legal action. Actual interest rates, length of program, and monthly payment reductions will vary by consumer and creditor. Yours could be higher or lower. Not a loan company. We do not lend money.
1050 AM and 1029 FM and the sportsanimalueugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Okay, wait a second. Just wait a second. Justin, is this true? What you just sent me, is this true? It was an hour ago, or last 25 minutes ago. Is this true?
I don't know.
The Cubs,
I didn't verify it.
The Cubs and the Nationals are this is according to Front Office Sports. Again, kids, don't believe what you read in Twitter.
Before.
Oh, yes, we have. By the way, thanks for tuning into the drive. A couple more segments here on a Friday. No big bets this week or next week. The week after that, when we start getting into football, then we're going to start doing big bets again. That's the way.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. So thanks for tuning in wherever you're at. Klamath Falls, KLAD, that's AM 960 Sports. Out there in Newport, KNCU, that's Fox Sports Newport 92.7. Here in the Valley at 102.9 FM, 1050 AM. We're out at the Player Development Center at Pine Ridge Golf Course in Marcola, Oregon, just east of Spring. I will unmute my mic so you can hear us. But you're going to hear audio is going to be a little flaky until Justin gets back on. We lost his computer, and that's so now you're hearing us back. It's going to be through my computer audio. You're not going to hear the station computer audio. We lost Justin for a second, so we didn't lose him. We know where he's at. It's just he can't get logged on right now. He's trying to figure out how to do it. So we'll try and get Justin. No, it's fine. Just go ahead and do it. We listen. All I got to do is ask Brian a couple more questions. He can talk for another 25 minutes, and we're going to be good.
Yeah, well, we've got to talk about these retired numbers, and I've been holding. I told you this while we were playing golf.
Oh, yes, you did. So, all right. So the whole thing with the retired numbers deal is that okay, Justin's coming back. So I'm going to mute this now, Justin, so we don't have two things going at once.
There we go.
All right, thanks, bud. Is the whole thing with the Jaden Daniels thing. So apparently he was told by Brian Kelly and his administration that when he won the Heisman Trophy, that no one else was going to wear number 5, which they probably should not have said. But if you made that promise to
you need
a player,
to honor it.
then you honor the university. As it doesn't matter who the administration was. If they made that promise, then they should honor it. So all the shade that's going on Jaden Daniels is kind of getting lost in the fact that he was promised something and nobody's delivering on it. So shame on the university. That's first of all. So secondly, though, why are we retiring numbers in college athletics?
So there's only, as we said, there's only 99 numbers, 100 if you count 0, right? The rosters of college football are well in excess of 100. So there are a number of players that have the same number, but that play on different sides of the ball. Back in the day, you had players that would play both sides, and they had to change their uniform number when they would play offense versus when they would play defense. So retiring numbers is very difficult. In Oregon's case, it needs to be solved in one way because the history of Oregon football is massive, dating 130 years at this point. But the success of Oregon football really doesn't really date until pretty much the turn of the century, right? So, but there still were a ton of great players in the 20th century. Oregon needs, without a doubt, and I've been saying this for years, and Oregon State as well, they need a Ring of Honor at their stadiums, okay? So that you can properly honor guys like Marcus Mariota,
Dan Fouts,
Chris Miller,
Sammy,
Bobby Moore / Ahmad Rashad, Shai Huntington from 1917's Rose Bowl team, Norm Van Brocklin, the NFL leader in most yards passed for in a game.
So Oregon takes care of some of this with their quote unquote Hall of Fame, but that's not an in arena or in stadium tribute to them that the fans going in there every single event can see.
It's just like the banners for basketball.
You hang a banner
that are not. There's one banner at Matthew Knight Arena. It's the championship banner that for the 1939 Tall Furs, which is way too small, and it has the picture of the team, so you can't even really read what it is. All of their banners are in their practice facility that the fans don't have access to, right?
Which is a shame.
So
I agree with you totally that a Ring of Honor would be appropriate, but then here comes the debate of who is going to be on the Ring of Honor. Well, leave that up to the people within the university or the donors to decide however they want to sponsor and stuff. You know, it's like the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I don't know if people understand that. That is basically somebody buying a star and, putting up enough money to be able to get a star on the Walk of Fame.
Did you see who went on the Walk of Fame yesterday?
I don't want to get diverted.
No, you're not going to get diverted. I'm just saying this, and I don't understand how or why. Oral Hershiser got a star on the Walk of Fame.
Well, there you go. That's because he paid for it.
So anyway, moving on.
Where do you land on this, Baby J?
On retired numbers? So here's have you guys
in the collegiate level.
Ranks. Have you ever heard of the great Michael Irvin quote about his number retirement and the lack of it as a Cowboy, number 88? You ever heard this before?
Well, that's professional.
I know, but have you ever heard his mentality on it? I think it's interesting. So he basically says that he doesn't want his number retired because anybody that makes a great catch wearing number 88, they'll say, oh, that looked just like Michael Irvin. And anybody that basically doesn't make a good play in number 88, you can say, well, he's no Michael Irvin. So he's kind of getting his flowers despite not having the number retired. I think Oregon is a little bit like that. with number
Well,
21,
honestly,
with number 8. I think these are numbers that are important to the university, and they're kind of passed down. And you always think if someone's wearing number 8, they're going to think about Marcus Mariota, even though the number isn't retired. So I think it's sort of a different mentality on it, but I can kind of appreciate it, if that makes sense.
So I think as well, especially with, and we facetiously, Baby J and I the other day, Brian, we're talking about, well, why don't we just start doing Roman numerals? Instead of you can have the 10 or whatever. That's because right now there are duplicate. If you go right now to Oregon's roster, honestly, not just we can spread this out. It's not just Oregon State.
No, it's every collegiate team.
Single collegiate team. Go look at their football rosters right now. Go look at their day one, their spring rosters. Go look at their fall rosters right now. There are duplicate numbers all over the place because there are 105 players
or more,
and not all numbers I think are being used even. So then you have an offensive player and a defensive player that have the exact same number.
Right.
And sometimes they go into the season with that. Now, there are players that have this thing of, I wore that in high school, or, my dad wore that number, so I want to wear that number.
Yep.
I respect all of that. But at the same time, I think there needs to be some nod to the players. And I think a ring of honor, it takes the whole discussion of retiring a number forever out of the conversation.
So in basketball, Oregon has, believe it or not, they have a list of 7 or 8 uniforms that are retired. They have 3 or 4 guys from the Tall First team. The number 30 from Ronnie Lee is retired from the Kamikaze Kids. Terrell Brandon's number 10 is retired, among others. A lot of these numbers, Oregon is bringing back out of retirement. Number 10, for example, Marty Lunan wore it. J.R. Stobridge wore it. Kwame Evans, a couple of years ago, even last year, wore number 10, right? So these guys are still wearing these numbers. The University of Oregon is not recognizing that these retired numbers exist, yet it's in their media guide that they have these retired numbers. So, it's an interesting debate on both sides. You even have teams in Major League Baseball, for example, like the Yankees, the Yankees and the Celtics have the most retired numbers of any franchise.
But isn't that easier though? Because you're only carrying how many
25
players?
guys. But what I'm saying is what my point was here, the Yankees have 2 number 8s retired. Bill Dickey, Yogi Berra. Right? So it's like Oregon. I mean, number 8, they could retire for Dylan Gabriel and for Marcus Mariota.
Now, I think it's an easy fix.
Billy Williams,
honestly,
Ring
really
of Honor.
It's just
And
ring of
gotta
honor.
Have a Ring of Honor.
Huh?
I said Billy Williams and Kerry Wood. I think
Billy Williams.
Or
and Kerry
maybe it
Wood.
was,
He's
yeah.
bringing
It
the
comes
Cubs
up. A
up.
couple,
Yeah, well, and that's now here, and now we can end this here. And since you talked about the Cubs, I'll talk about the Dodgers. The Dodgers have.
Oh, we're going to talk about the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah, in a minute. But
Yeah.
what I'm going to say, well, maybe this is a good segue. The Dodgers have a policy that you do not get your number retired unless you make the Hall of Fame. So
Fair.
Gil Hodges played for the Dodgers in the 50s, and he didn't have his number retired when he probably should have. He made the Hall of Fame after he passed away a couple years ago. The Dodgers finally retired his number.
Oh, there you go. All right. A debate that will continue, I'm sure, into eternity. Goose would have loved this debate, and hopefully he's okay out there on the coast. All right, we come back. Should Edwin Diaz still be the Dodgers closer?
No.
Oh, God, we have an opinion. We already have one laid in. Here we go. Sports Animal, The Drive. Stay tuned.
1050 AM, 1029 FM, and the SportsAnimalEugene.com. Other stations can say they cover the Ducks and Beavers, but we bring the receipts. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
It kind of sneaks up on you. You're more tired than you should be, a little less focused, a little less motivated. Maybe you've gained a little weight. It's normal. A lot of men experience it, but that doesn't mean you have to live with it. At Hale Men's Clinic, personalized testosterone therapy can help you restore your energy, your clarity, your edge. Real solutions, real results. Hale Men's Clinic. Feel good now. Curious about your levels? Walk into Hale Men's Clinic in Eugene, Bend, or Roseburg for your free testosterone test today. More info at halemensclinic.com.
All bets are on at the Three Rivers Casino Resort Sportsbook in Florence. Bet 24/7 at our kiosks or download the brand new Sportsbook app today and get $10 in free bets. Place wagers right from your mobile device while you relax in your room, hit the casino floor, or grab a bite. Then catch the action on Oregon's largest sports betting screen. Visit threeriverscasino.com/sportsbook to learn more. The Sportsbook at Three Rivers Casino Resort. Winning starts here.
Beaver Nation, everything we do is about building something bigger for our student athletes, for our fans, for everyone who believes in Oregon State football. Championship programs aren't built alone. It takes all of us, the fans, the alumni, the community, locked in together. Pack Research Stadium this fall and be part of the next chapter of Beaver football. Season tickets, mini plans, and single game tickets are available now. Visit beavertickets.com or call 1-800-GO-BEAVS. Build with us. Go Beavs!
A college security officer called to tell me there was a drinking party on campus. The officer said there had been excessive drinking and our son was in the hospital for alcohol poisoning. He said my husband and I should come as soon as we could. I knew my son would face distractions and temptations when he went away to school. He already had unfortunate experiences with alcohol, and he was a little too good at fitting in with the crowd. I had no idea things could get so much worse so fast. A nurse suggested we attend Al-Anon family groups. Even though our son claimed his drinking was no big deal, he said he was not an alcoholic and that he could quit whenever he wanted. I didn't want to go to an Al-Anon meeting, but I'm sure glad I went. If someone's drinking troubling you, you might be surprised at what you can learn in an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
I'm Ohio Sheriff Christopher J. Hilton. Criminal networks are stealing billions of dollars through social media, phone calls, and text, posing as people you trust. They pressure and demand money for personal information. Don't fall for it. If something feels wrong, slow down and verify. Hang up. Don't click and never send money. If targeted, contact law enforcement. Protect yourself and protect your family.
Learn more at sheriffs.org/stopscams. A public service message from the National Sheriff's Association.
Don't change the channel. Your radio might explode. Okay, not real, but you miss a minute of the drive, you might miss something, well, spectacular.
On we go.
The Drive is back on 102.9 FM and 1050 AM. The Sports Animal.
Couple more segments on the Drive here for a Friday. No big bets today. Next week we'll have it back on right at the tip of the sword for football season. How about that, friends? And a brand new contest presented by Coquel Casino and Resort. Thanks for hanging out in Klamath Falls and on the coast in Newport on our affiliates there. Roseburg coming on Monday, Medford then Coos Bay shortly thereafter. And the return of John Canzano is right around the corner, friends. We've got that on the horizon. We do.
Very nice.
Our phone number, 541-844-3484, toll free 877-844-3484. That's we got a couple of minutes for open phones. If you still want to call in. We had Tracy Joyner on the program, Landon Tegwell. We had Corey Anderson, our big announcement up here in the Valley, as Sports Animal Eugene is now partnering with the Bushnell University men's and women's basketball team to carry their games live this winter, home and away. So we'll start that schedule in late October. And then through the balance of the Cascade Collegiate Conference season, we'll have coaches shows. We'll do all of that. We'll do it up right here on the Sports Animal. So the topic was thrown out. We were discussing Major League Baseball in terms of the exhibition, the preseason, the spring training. And let's fold this into now. Let's specifically, we'll let Brian Beban, our resident Dodger, have his say on Edwin Diaz, who's been getting torched by the Dodger fan base because he's struggling right now. Listen, relievers and especially your closers will have these stretches. Every single reliever has these stretches, and then they got to find their way out of it. It's just like a hitter who has a slump. Anybody else, you can't make a putt. It happens.
Yeah.
But Edwin Diaz is getting roasted by the Dodger fan base.
Before the season started, there was a lot of question. Was this really a good signing? The season started. He had a little success, not a lot. And then he started having some velocity issues. And then it was found that he had some fragments in his elbow. So he went on the disabled list, had a little arthroscopic surgery, had the bone fragments removed from his elbow, went on a rehab assignment, and has come back, and he has been a dumpster fire. I mean, he has been awful.
Tell me how
he
you
has
really
an
feel,
ERA.
Brian.
Tell me again.
Tell me how you really feel.
How do you really feel? No,
it's
a
bad.
dumpster fire.
It's bad.
Everything's fine here. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine here.
So the impetus for this topic that Justin has put in front of us today was last night. The Dodgers.
Your fault, Justin, by the way.
Vital. I mean, people think it's August. It's not that big a deal. It's huge. They're playing the Milwaukee Brewers in a 4-game series. The Dodgers need to split this 4-game series to win the season series with Milwaukee. Why that's so important is the number one tiebreaker, if you're tied at the end of the year, is head-to-head.
Yep.
So the Dodgers, the Brewers, and the Braves are all within a game and a half of each other right now in the standings for best record, not only in the National League, but also in all of Major League Baseball, which gives you home field advantage throughout the playoffs, including the World Series.
So just dump him.
So
just shut him down. Done. Go somewhere else. Where are you going to go then?
I don't know.
See, that's
what they
that's the
need to
problem.
do.
You better
is
have
they
a
need
plan
to put,
if you're going to do it.
They need to put him into lower leverage situations. Put him in the 5th and 6th inning for an inning or so. Let him get his confidence back. Let him get his velocity back up. Let him get some more movement on his splitter and his slider and such. He has an ERA of 11.57 and a WHIP. And I just asked you off the air.
And I was trying to get to the answer. Justin knows a lot more about WHIP and WAR and and what is it good for.
So Justin, what is above what number is a bad WHIP?
I would say that cool.
Dole.
I would say a cool 120 is when you start to get pretty worried.
1.2 is bad.
I would
See,
say
he's setting you
1.
up here, Justin. He's
yeah,
setting
I
you
think
up, buddy.
1.2 is when you start to get concerned.
Okay. Edwin Diaz's WHIP is 2.49.
Yep.
And his WAR is minus 1.2. He has this year 4 blown saves, which doesn't sound like a lot, but he's only got 14 appearances. His career high for blown saves is 7, which he had in 54 appearances for the Mets in 2024. So he is struggling mightily.
Okay, I looked it up.
Mightily.
I looked it up. I got some more opinions on this. It's apparently anything over 1.5 is considered pretty bad. But I think that if you're like a good reliever and you have anything over a 1.2, 1.3, I mean, that's definitely, you want your closer to be at 1.0 something or 1.1, right?
His strikeout to walk ratio, which.
Well, I think you've made your point.
Yeah, I have. He's
been
first of all, I
bad.
learned something.
No, he's been bad.
I learned something new today, and I did not know this. I had no clue he pitched for the Mariners.
Yeah.
I had no clue. His last year with the Mariners, his strikeout to walk ratio was 7.3 to 1. This year, it's 2.3 to 1.
Well,
which is bad.
Now, last year, his WHIP was 0.87. So this is a guy that, I mean, even as of last year, was really, really good. You talk about injury issues, that's a whole different thing. If he can't physically do it, then that's one thing. But if he's a guy that has the experience, like, I think you're right. You got to stick him. I don't know. Maybe you could figure out a way to get him in the 7th inning a little bit later. Like, he's still a high leverage guy. I think some of these guys still need to have that adrenaline.
The Dodgers have 3 closers, which you guys are both like Cubs fans. You're like, oh God. You know,
no, I'm just fascinated by this edition of
Brian.
Dodger talk on the Sports Animal.
But they have
Drive.
They have Tanner Scott, who's their setup guy. Just move him into the closer role. Last year in the playoffs, Roki Sasaki did brilliantly as a closer, and now he's a starter, right?
And by the way, I wanted you to have this therapy session with us today here on the Drive because I know how intense you get on it. But you just talked more about the Dodgers than Justin and I probably collectively have talked about the Cubs in 2 years.
Oh,
okay, which is fine. I'm
Right.
glad we were able to help you. But
Well,
this edition of Dodger Talk
yes,
on the Drive has been brought to you by B-Band Enterprises.
Well,
Thank
we
you.
can take it into a
Please
great
drive through.
conversation. I mean, it doesn't have to just be
No,
about
it
the
is. No, I think the blow up of this conversation is that how long do you trust somebody and how long do you keep them, especially
As a
when you are in a tight of a race? If this was the Cardinals, or if this was somebody else who might be out of it for the
Right.
most part, and the Cardinals aren't out of it. So the Giants, if they were the
Right.
Giants right now,
Yeah.
you would probably literally still just shut him down, right? And go either send him down or anything else. The Dodgers can't afford that right now because they don't have any. I just asked you, who else? Who would you bring up? And I think that's where the Dodgers are in a quandary right now because if they had somebody else away, they would be plugging them in
and
right
last
now.
night in the post-game presser after the Brewers loss, one of the field reporters asked Dave Roberts that same question, and he said, "Who else should I put in there?"
All right, so for the teams that are on the outside looking in right now, if the playoffs started today, the wild card would be Chicago, San Diego, and Philadelphia. Arizona's right there in the mix as well. St. Louis is not that far back, which I had just mentioned. So let's put it this way. So we could talk about all the teams, but I just want to put it out there because we're going to be up against a break here.
Yeah.
Out of Arizona and St. Louis, who has the best chance of making a wild card?
We have to stick Miami
Arizona
in there
and St.
too.
Louis.
Yes.
Well, and Miami's right in there.
Well,
between
okay,
them.
out of those three, then, out of those three, Miami, St. Louis, and Arizona, who's got the best shot?
I think Arizona, personally.
See, and I disagree only based on one reason, is that Arizona has to play the Padres, where
tough division,
where the NL Central isn't as tough.
So you think the Cardinals?
I don't know about that.
So you
I
think
mean,
the
you got the Cubs,
Oh,
you got
no.
the Brewers. I mean,
listen.
every team is basically at or above 500. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I'm not.
No, that's fine. What I'm saying here is I want you guys to get a little work done on Monday, okay? Because I know what's going to happen on Monday. This is going to fester all weekend long, and then you guys are going to get in your office on Monday, and this is going to be a continued conversation.
Right.
So please get some work done on
Yes.
Monday. All right.
Yes.
All right. Let's take yes, dear. Let's take a break. We'll close out the show. Dad joke coming up. And we'll put a big bow on a Friday edition of The Drive. We've had some fun. Hope you've had fun, too. Thanks for lending us your ears. One final break, and then we'll close out the week here on the Sports Animal Audio Network.
Sometimes they're right.
Rest my case.
Wrong.
You want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
But no ears were harmed in the making of their disagreements.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
We live and work right here in Eugene, so we understand what matters most: family, community, and the confidence of having a plan that fits your life. Your Eugene area Edward Jones advisors get to know you, your goals, your family, and what feeling secure means to you. Together, we'll help you make sense of your financial picture so you can move forward with clarity and confidence. Your Eugene area Edward Jones advisors. Let's start the conversation. To locate the Edward Jones financial advisor nearest you, visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
I've seen it, I've covered it. I'm Alex Rogers, your local farmer's agent in West Eugene. When you need auto, home, life, or business insurance, Farmers can help you protect everything you've worked so hard to achieve. I really enjoy what I do, and I can help you understand all your coverage options. When I'm your farmer's agent, you're not stuck at the mercy of some computer. I'm your advocate when you need help. Visit my office today at 1154 Garfield Street here in Eugene, or give me a call at 541-284-2804.
Almost every car made over the last 10 years has a camera. Did you know that when you replace a windshield, the camera needs recalibrated? If your glass provider doesn't fix the camera, you could have issues with safety features like forward collision alert, adaptive cruise control, or emergency braking. Don't trust some guy in a truck to fix or replace your windshield and then have to make a second appointment to calibrate your camera. You need Olson's Auto Glass, 2041 West 7th Avenue in Eugene. Olson's Auto Glass, repairing windshields since 1938.
Cancer affects all of us. Today alone, 5,370 people in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer. That's why Stand Up to Cancer funds and develops the newest and most promising cancer treatments to help patients today. Stand Up to Cancer wants to provide you with every opportunity to join in this mission. By donating your home, land, or commercial property, you can help Stand Up to Cancer fund innovative cancer research. Donating eases the stress associated with selling a home and can also help lead to the next breakthrough in cancer prevention, diagnosis, and treatment. Stand Up to Cancer makes the process easy, and it may be tax deductible. It will take all of us standing up together to put an end to cancer as we know it. Help us save lives right now. Your home or property could hold the key to the next breakthrough in cancer research. Visit standuptocancer.org/giveproperty to learn more.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water to drink. What? I can't hear you because of the vacuum. That's not a vacuum. That's the trees in the forest cleaning up the air we breathe. I didn't know the trees were so amazing. Yep, and the forest gives us shade, trees to climb. That's awesome. Let's go explore some more.
Visit the forest today and enjoy all it does just for you. To learn more about the forest and find one near you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Nothing is too big for the sports animal to handle. That's what she said. You're home for me, Dan Patrick, 6 to 9 a.m. weekdays, and The Drive with Danny, Steve, and Justin from 3 to 6. This is the sports animal.
I think I'm going to let Beebs do the dad joke today.
Oh, yeah? Wow.
Oh, is that joke that I told you? Is that the proof?
Quite an honor.
It is an honor.
So I'm taking a look at some of the pictures on Facebook from Bushnell University about the golf tournament. I don't see us on there. Oh, disappointed. I'm going to like it, though. But, you know.
Yeah, well, that's good. All right, then here's the joke.
No,
You
no,
ready?
not
oh,
yet.
no,
No. We do it at the end of the show.
Oh,
no.
goodness
Do it at the end of the
gracious.
show.
See, okay, go.
No, just stay with the pattern here. No,
Okay.
So no more open phones right now. So we're going to close out the phone line. The Oregon Man Clinics hotline at 541-34. Okay. At 541-844-3484. That's the Oregon Man Clinics hotline, 877-844-3484. Well, that was a fast 3 hours. The fastest 3 hours I think we've had for a while. And it flew by because we had Landon Tengwall and Tracy Joyner. Landon, a lot of college football knowledge, great guy, former Penn State offensive lineman, does his own thing on YouTube, breaks down film and especially the line play like nobody else in the business. And we're so happy he's going to be doing weekly hits with us now through the college football season. And then we had Tracy Joyner, who is the Oregon women's soccer coach for the
Great
first
to hear
time
from her
on the program. She was very entertaining.
Nice win for the Ducks to start the season.
Right, 3-0 against
PSU.
Portland State, and
Yep.
then they take on Gonzaga. That's going to be on Sunday.
Home opener?
That's a home opener for them. Yep. And then at Santa Clara and home against San Francisco, and then Oregon State in the Civil War to round out the month, I believe, on
Yes.
the 27th. Then we had Corey Anderson, where we announced here in the flagship station that we're going to be the home of Bushnell Beacon men's and women's basketball for the next 3 years at least. Hopefully it's going to go on a lot longer than that, but we're diving into the deep end of the pool in the NAIA and the Cascade Collegiate Conference, Conference of Champions. We're going to be jumping in with the Bushnell, so we are going to be the official flagship of the Beacons here in the Valley. Looking forward to that relationship. Yep. And then we kicked around a lot of baseball, the Ring of Honor, retired numbers. We covered a lot of ground today, man. A lot of ground. Go to all the socials. You'll see it all cut up there. Sports Animal EUG, the website, sportsanimalEUG.com. That keeps growing and expanding. Our reach keeps expanding, as does our golf game. So we had a great time here at the Bushnell Classic. Did you have a great time?
Oh, I had so much fun. I had a lot of fun. I got to see an old friend, met a new friend, got to hang out with you today. We made some long putts. I hit the ball pretty well. And oh boy. Anyway, we had a good time. It was a great time. And I got to see a lot of guys that I know on the Bushnell golf program. They hit 4 drives for us on the on the 13th hole. In fact, on the 13th hole, if you've played Pine Ridge, it's the one that goes into their new player development center.
Right.
And we had a drive that landed. What was the yardage we had? It was 49 yards.
49
from the
yards
hole.
from the hole.
And we hit it. I hit it about 6 feet, and we made the putt for birdie. Did not have to use a mulligan. Fantastic.
That was our day. And we were still in 6th place.
Yes. Shooting a 50.
Shooting a 50. They shot 46 to win. So that's how our day went.
Yes.
So, Baby J, what are you doing this weekend? You hanging out? Well, tonight we got the Portland Fire, right?
Yeah.
So the Fire tonight.
Right.
Here on the
I'll be here for
on the
that
flagship.
And then I'm
for at
going to
least a
be
little
doing
while.
some more moving. Yeah, I'm going to be it's my first weekend where I have, I'm in that weird area where I have two places right now and they're overlapping. So I'm slowly moving things from one place to another. So that's what my
What day are
weekend
you
plan is.
moving?
I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, I'm busy tomorrow, but I could have helped you if it would have been Sunday.
Well,
so
yeah, I might need you on. I could move it to Sunday. I might
no,
need some
you know
help.
what? Actually, I might be busy on Sunday as well.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for publicly rejecting me.
That's the old joke. It's like, oh, what day are you moving? Oh, yeah, I'm busy.
Right. I might legitimately need some help moving a bed, so any help would be appreciated. Any of our
Well,
listeners,
of course,
as well.
you know, no, you were not going to. You're going to have some listener
to make
come
it a
and move your
contest.
bed for you. No, we're not going to make that a contest. All right, we about ready to get out of here, right?
Yes.
So, all right, so
got about a minute here.
Okay, well, just let us know with the cue with the music. Next week on the program, so Monday on the program, we will have our first weekly visit with Yogi Roth. The great Yogi Roth is going to join us weekly into the fall. On Tuesday, Zachary C. Neal will be on the program with us. You want to do the dad joke? Do the dad joke.
Here it is. What did the fish say when he ran into the concrete wall?
Get bent.
Ooh. Damn.
Really, Justin? That
Short and sweet. No,
made you
had
chuckle?
The Pokemon one was really good the other day.
Yeah, he really liked it.
I really liked that one.
For Baby J, for my buddy Brian, everybody out there in the listening audience, thanks. God bless. Put a smile on your face, someone else's. They deserve it. So do you. Love you all. Peace.
Ten 1050 AM and 1029 FM and the SportsAnimalEugene.com. Broadcasting from the Bigfoot Beverages Studios. You're listening to The Drive on the Sports Animal Eugene.
Hi, this is Drew from Dalton Carpet on West 11th.